Saturday, July the 5th, 2025. Welcome, everybody, back to the Bell to Bell Banter Pro Wrestling Podcast. Happy 4th of July weekend, everybody.
Yeah, happy 4th of fucking July. It's 5:30 p.m. and there's somebody lighting off a fucking firework.
It's July 5th, guys. Come on, we're
It's still
day
July
late.
4th weekend.
And
Yeah,
it's not episode 2 of the Bell
Episode 2.
Yeah,
Episode
you forgot
2.
the 2.
Audio has
Well, I
been
thought-
fixed, by the way. Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
Also,
So,
some
yeah, it's episode
jackass is fucking lighting off a firework. It's not even fucking dark out. It's still daylight. You can see Jesus coming through my curtains. Fucking idiot.
So it's, July 4th weekend. Episode 2, Bell to Bell
Happy birthday,
Banter.
America!
I just want everybody to know for this episode, I woke up very ranty today. I'm gonna go on a rant today. I'm upset.
If I'm very loud, we blame Beast, because I had to fix my mic 20 different times.
Yes, we had
Yes,
some technical
yes.
difficulties before this episode. This should have been already
So if I'm
recorded.
super loud,
2
louder
hours
than
ago.
usual, if I'm louder than
Yep.
usual, I'm gonna break my foot in his ass.
It's alright.
All
Trial
right.
trial and error. It's okay. We
Trial
learn.
and error. All right. So yes, let's we got all that out the way. So everyone, as always, I am the Barrel Club guy with my cohorts. We got Beast to go and that CM Punk guy. What's going on, guys?
You already
Justin, what's going on with you, man? We had an interesting Monday night, didn't we?
We had a very hold on. I'm gonna get this picture that I printed out and framed. Hold on.
When he's doing that, let me get my celebrityness out of the way. Ray Phoenix reposted my photo of him and Andrade.
He did.
Story.
He did.
I'm
Yes, he
just
did.
as cool, guys.
He did.
And you know what I did, guys, on Monday?
Emo!
And you know what
I love Ray Phoenix. He's
you know-
a friend of the podcast.
You know what I did on Monday? I sat in this very bed watching Monday Night Raw with my wife while they were in Pittsburgh at Monday Night Raw front row.
I got front
Yes.
seats for us.
I'm the
Justin's
boring
ticket
one.
Master, I'm the ticket
Yeah.
apprentice.
I'm the boring
Yeah.
one. I'm
like
somehow the
that?
loudest
No.
and the most boring, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, Monday night.
Loudest.
Monday night.
Monday night. Yeah, the loudest. You know, it might be a competition there, but
I'm pretty
so
loud.
so Monday night.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to the
Yeah.
biggest
Before we get to
part,
that. Yeah.
So y'all saw Rhea Ripley got that promo. Io Sky and
Yeah.
Rhea for what's it, Evolution?
Evolution. Yep. It's
So-
Rhea versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship next Sunday at Evolution.
So before I go on my
Sunday.
before I go on my tirade about how I
Mhm.
feel about this, I'll let you guys, since you were in attendance, say what you have to say about it.
Alright, well.
Starting
I guess
with
I'll go
whichever.
first. Rhea did that little hand wave and wink at me, and I melted, so I've changed my opinion. I hope Rhea Ripley wins to take the title into Australia. Yeah. I'm easily persuaded, and that was enough to persuade me. And plus,
That's fair.
honestly, it just makes sense. They're just gonna give her the title before fucking Australia in September. So now that I think about it, she's gonna win it. So
Okay. All right, Justin, how do you feel?
Well, Pittsburgh loves Rhea Ripley, man.
That
That
they
place
do.
went nuts when she came out. Like I said,
Iron
me
Place.
and Henry were there. I think this changed a lot because of the Liv Morgan situation.
Oh,
I would
100%.
assume, So when you look at the women's roster on Raw, I mean, Rhea Ripley, she's right at the top, so makes sense. Rhea versus Io for Evolution. I'm in agreement with Henry. Rhea's winning. She's winning.
She's not
You
going
need a big.
0-5 against Io.
Yeah,
she's never
you-
beaten Io. She's lost
She
5
never beat
times.
Io. Yeah, she's gonna be Io. It's Rhea Ripley. You got a 2-night SummerSlam. You need all your top stars with the top titles. So I'm picking Io. Picking Io Sky to lose. Rhea Ripley to win the women's world title.
I don't think she should be in the world title picture, but if that's what they're gonna do, she's definitely winning it. So
I said this in the last episode. I want Rhea to chase the title, and her just being slapped into a world title picture is really fucking annoying, and it's really starting to piss me off because if you look at the women's division for SmackDown and Raw, we'll get to SmackDown. Best you believe. I got some things to say about SmackDown, but Raw right now, It's literally Rhea Ripley, Io Sky as world champion, who hasn't defended the title since what, Mania,
Mania.
Mhm.
and you got Bailey, Becky Lynch, and Lyra in a mid-card championship that gets treated like shit.
Zero pop, brother.
Absolutely worthless of a championship. And then you got more NXT girls that deserve to be on the main roster than anybody that's on the main roster. Like, for example, why the fuck does Meat Shin have a contract? Why the fuck does B-Fab have a contract? Why are they on the main roster, but not Jada Parker? Why is Stephanie Valkyrie not in a world title picture? But she's gonna be in a battle royal at Evolution or some bullshit.
Get this off my chest. I'm pissed she was not on TV for the last 2 weeks, and I'm pissed she was not on Raw. Because the one time I get to sit front row, we get no Stephanie Valkyrie. But I guarantee you, she's gonna be on some random fucking Hoboken fucking Arkansas.
Yeah, some Salt Lake City, Utah episode. It's gonna be some rock.
Yeah. Can we just build the women's fucking actual contenders, not just the fucking champion?
No, I hate the fact that because Liv Morgan's injured, the women's division suffers. I love me Monday Night Morgan, but god damn it, there needs to be more main event talent going into the world title scene, because when I was growing up watching wrestling, I knew who was a mid-carder and who was in the main event. And it was
better theme songs.
Exactly. But it made sense. You knew who was a mid-card person, you knew who was a world champion person, and now it just feels like, for whatever reason, it's the same fucking people being rinsed and repeated like GTA with DLCs. It's pissing me off and I can't fucking stand it. Moving on.
Well, ain't the next
I'll be here all day if I keep going.
I don't want to mix around SmackDown, so you guys want to do the big segment next? Justin's out.
No, we'll go over Raw and then we'll move to SmackDown.
Yeah,
I need a
Raw.
Well, then
SmackDown.
I'll ask this question.
SmackDown's got a bit of a problem with me, but let's go to the big spot of the night.
Your World Tag Team Champions match, right? The Judgment Day, versus the New Day, and let me just start this off by saying I hoaxed Justin into getting us for me buying those front row tickets. And before said match, Justin, would you like to tell the people what happened?
Well, I'm going to break it down, our whole day, right? Because we had a crazy day in Pittsburgh, right? So me and Henry, we drive to Pittsburgh, 6-hour drive, get there the night before. So Monday, we don't have tickets. We don't, we don't buy. I buy tickets last minute.
So y'all psycho for that.
As my good buddy Rob is interviewing me for his podcast.
Shout out ARGC Media.
Yep. And that podcast will be dropping, I think, the end of this month. I will share it.
Good podcast. I watched it. I threw the jacket. I will break the fourth wall. I threw the jacket in that video. Now you might be asking, throw a jacket. When you watch that podcast in 29 days, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say I threw the jacket.
We'll see Rob at SummerSlam, won't we?
Not Rob. I don't think Rob's gonna be. Well, we'll see Rob at SmackDown. He's in SmackDown. Yeah, we'll see him at SmackDown. Yeah. So
that's why I meant SummerSlam weekend. We'll see him.
Yeah. So so we have no tickets. I'm getting interviewed by Rob, and I see Henry just looking at his phone. He keeps looking at his phone, and so interview's over. Now, by the time the interview's over, it's 3:30, 4 p.m. Raw starts at 4:15.
4:35.
Yeah. Henry bought the tickets at 4:35. Raw starts at 6. So he gets us front row, center hard cam, ringside, right? And in the interview, I'm just talking about how, Finn Balor is a great inspiration to me. Finn Balor follows me on Twitter. We DM each other all the time. And I bring up how the first time I was in Pittsburgh, Finn Balor was actually the NXT champion at the time. After his match, he comes up to me, hugs me, thanks me for supporting him, all that stuff. Now, fast forward, I think that was 2016. Fast forward,
last year
June.
In Pittsburgh.
Last year, last year in Pittsburgh, he wins the World Tag Team titles, where I believe it was Damian Priest at the time, Judgment Day.
Or was
So
it
fast
23?
forward
So it might have been like
23.
a year and a half ago. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was 2023.
2023 payback in Pittsburgh, and then fast forward to this past Monday, June 30th, Pittsburgh, ringside. Now, um, I'll give you guys a little backs, like behind the curtains. So I had messaged Finn. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna be front row tonight." I didn't get a response back because it's Raw. They're probably busy backstage. So I'm like, whatever. He probably didn't see it or whatever. So uh, Finn and JD are making their way to the ring. He comes in the ring, he does his little pose, and as he's doing his pose, Henry can witness it. Henry was right there, he saw all this happen. Finn literally says, "Hey, Justin," as he's doing his pose, smiling, bro, cheesing.
The fattest
Com-
smile I've ever seen from an Irishman.
Okay, now this is when it really gets crazy. Commercial break, right? And all these videos and pictures and stuff, they're all over my Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, because you saw it happen on the if you have like
Yeah,
UK and UK Netflix or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
UK.
if you have Netflix in the U.S., United States, if you have NordVPN or any VPN, you can see it with the commercial break. So Raw in UK, Raw in Ireland, Raw wherever around the world. So you see on TV on the video, Finn looks at the camera. The camera guy says, "Do we have time?" Jumps out the ring, comes right over to me, bro, dabs me up, and we hug. Right, hug. I tell him I love him. I'm like, "You winning those titles tonight, bro." So that was like a fever dream because I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen.
Newsflash: Justin was in great disbelief and said we shouldn't buy front row because Finn Balor was not winning. He was in great belief that they were
Yeah.
losing tonight.
So
I
yeah,
had
but
faith.
I was hoping
so
you
Henry
shouted out the
called.
podcast when he hugged you. I was hoping you like kind of whispered that in his ear or something, you know.
Bell to Bell Banter podcast. So yeah, Henry kept telling me they're winning tonight. I'm like, nah, Henry, they're not going to win because it's the way the booking goes. Sometimes Finn was getting pinned a lot, right? He was,
I was
right?
actually surprised,
He was,
pleasantly surprised that the New Day
yeah.
dropped those titles.
So now, shout out to a good friend of mine and Henry's, Diego. I tag.
Also,
He's
ARGC Media.
Yep. Diego took this picture for me of the hugs.
You
I
already
dubbed
have
this
it
as the.
framed.
I have it framed. I dubbed this the hug scene around the world. Let's get it in there. There we go. Yeah. Look
There's
at that.
another angle we're not
Yeah.
allowed to share where I
Yeah.
have
There's
a
another. Yeah.
cameo.
No.
Yeah. There's another angle that I can't show, but yes, this is the hug scene around the world. This happened during commercial break.
Between the two
Right.
angles, though, I like this one the
Yeah,
most.
yeah, this one's great. Yeah, so that happened right before Finn Balor and JD won the World Tag Team titles from the New Day. I thought it was a great match. Huge pop for Judgment Day and Finn, man.
Face
Um,
Judgment Day? Are we seeing that?
Oh shit.
I think it might be. So I think with the Liv back again with the Liv Morgan on the shelf for now. I think they're gonna try to do more of like a baby face because Dom's getting now. Yes, Dom does get booze, right? But he gets cheers too. Finn and JD
He
when
wasn't. He
Finn.
wasn't that night. They weren't getting booed at all.
Yeah, no, in Pittsburgh, Judgment Day was getting cheers, bro.
No
Now I just
pop
don't.
for the entrance, but the actual match they're popping.
That's
Finn looked
no
like
pop.
a certified babyface though. They let him
Yeah,
play hero.
Nah,
They let
because
him
Yeah.
kick
their
out of some
their
crazy shit. It
theme
was awesome.
their theme
theme
is
sucks.
so bad.
yeah, that's a lot with
I
with
think
all the
that's the
wrestlers
main.
now.
I think that's the main reason though. Is like the theme is just
Eh,
like it doesn't hit. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh, well, I know who it is. But it's like,
I
oh,
wish they kept
yay,
the other side.
yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah, the
do
other
too.
side was good. Um, but yeah, so that was just crazy when he hugged me, right? And then they got it. This is kind of a victory lap for me because so many times, whether it's people at work that say, "Oh, you're not friends with Finn Balor," or it's people on Twitter, "Oh, you're not friends with Finn Balor," right? You guys sometimes give me crap in the Discord. We have our fun. You call
I
him
got
Pin
busted
Balor. People call him
balls.
Pin Balor. So this is kind of a victory lap for me in the sense that if you like my good friend, my one friend on Twitter, I believe I think it was Victor who said it. If you show the wrestlers the respect, treat them like humans. I've never in my life waited at an airport for Finn Balor. I never in my life waited outside a hotel, right? this this and in the interview coming out with the Resilience podcast, I get into like everyone asked me, well, how did you and Finn Balor become friends, right? So I used to watch I used to watch wrestling all the time, right? I still do. You would see green shirt guy front row, you see Brock Lesnar guy front row, you see Frank the Clown, you see all these guys, and that's their gimmicks, right? So
Yeah.
it all goes back to my boy Trevor, who used to work with me at Walmart. He told me Prince Trevor's coming to WWE. I looked him up. I said, "Oh man, this guy's awesome, bro." So I'm like, I want a gimmick, right? That's cool. I want like a Twitter gimmick, and so I created the Balor Club guy gimmick to support Finn Balor. And so I drove to Pittsburgh, waited in the cold to see him. I drove to New Orleans, WrestleMania 34 when he lost the triple threat with Rollins and Miz, and people weren't really supporting him. I was ringside, rampside, SummerSlam when he won the Universal title, which was bittersweet because he won it against Rollins with
Also
the
has the greatest
dislocated
banner
arm.
photo because of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but get greatest banner photo, and he, unfortunately had to relinquish it because the
Which,
shoulder
side note,
injury.
I am gifting Justin the red Universal like after SummerSlam.
Yes, pieces. So I just feel like this, it's just so cool that you can be, Henry loves CM Punk, right? Beast, you love Randy Orton, right? It's just so
I was
cool when
on
you
TV though, so I'm
yeah,
good.
and you support, and you would never in my life would I think that I am friends with with Finn Balor, right? So
Did you just use his
it's just
government name?
I did, yes, I did use his name, Fergal. Yeah, I did because you know why? You know why? Because Finn calls me Justin,
I mean, fair enough.
There's
right?
a
Finn calls me.
fly in my room and it keeps going in front of my camera, and I almost on instinct smacked the shit out of my camera.
Oh God. So yeah, so it's just cool,
If
man.
Henry does a random heel kick, we know why now.
Yeah.
We got it.
So it's just cool. It's kind of like I said, it's a victory lap because I've had so many people say, he doesn't know you, you're not friends.
But
You
it's also
know,
like, for as long as I've known you, that's your guy. So
He
it's
also said
like,
yeah,
hi to me, by the way. After the hug we all did, the too sweet at him, and he said he
yeah,
waved, and I was like, yeah, he knows who I am.
see,
But I also
we gotta
witnessed
get a family photo.
after the match when
yeah,
Finn left, this man put his hands in his knees and cried during that
yeah. I did.
the
I
next
did.
match.
I
This
did.
man had like
I did.
emotional breakdown, and then Diego texted him because he was like 5 seats down. Justin, I got a sick photo of you with Finn, and this guy was losing his mind.
Yeah.
No,
So
cause like
like I said,
that like I said, like since I've known you for, not like it's been like crazy long, but like I've known you for like what, 3-4 years now.
about 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I mean
Almost
since
known
then,
Justin for 5. I've only known him as the Balor
Yeah.
guy.
yeah, so like
Yeah.
since then that's been your guy. So
And
it's
only
Well,
like,
yeah.
legal, the
So
and then
Carlito
like
guy.
when we would talk about it and you would talk about like the things like you were just saying, going and seeing him at signings or going to pay-per-views he's at, like that's your
yeah,
guy. So I mean it's nice to, as a fan, to show that appreciation and then get it
yeah.
in return. So
Well,
that's pretty
yeah.
cool.
It's just crazy, bro. Because like I think it was like 3 years ago. He started wishing me happy birthday on Twitter, and I never asked him to say
It
wish me
became
happy
this yearly
birthday.
tradition.
And then every year since then he's wished me happy birthday. This my
I think
last
it's
year for my
pinned on
birthday.
your Twitter actually.
Yeah, it was. Well, now the hug scene around the world's
Yeah.
pinned. Yeah,
Yeah.
but and then last year it was cool because on my birthday I'm at work, and he's heel, right?
Well, I
Heel
thought it was
Judgment
like the
Day.
day after. 'Cause didn't he
So
say it
this,
was his
yeah,
birthday?
yeah, it was like the day or two after, but still, it's like he's heel, right? Last year,
Yeah.
heel Finn Balor. I get a DM and a follow. So not only did Finn Balor follow me for my birthday last year, he DM'd me. And that was just, I just started crying at work, man. I'm jumping up and down because that's just crazy, right? And then, bring us to the hug scene around the world. And I just think it's pretty fucking cool, man. Like, it's like my one buddy who doesn't even watch wrestling. He said, wrestlers don't just get out of the ring and hug people unless you're like their wife or husband or family. So yeah, I consider Finn Balor literally like family, brother. He's like a bigger brother to me. So that I just, like I said, if that doesn't solidify me as the
Number
number
one
one
Finn
Finn Balor
Balor.
fan, the Balor Club
At
guy,
that
then
random
people
guy on
can,
TikTok.
yeah, then people can just kiss my ass because it's the hug scene around the world.
Yes,
That's
Justin.
my
Justin
that's
has
my
been
rant,
fan.
y'all.
Yeah,
Hopefully that
Justin
doesn't
has been
ruin the
fangirling.
ambiance of Finn's character. Sorry,
Yeah.
I know I know he's heel, but hopefully we didn't ruin his ambiance. He's a cool guy.
That didn't look, that doesn't ruin the ambiance because, like I said, it was seen around the world. If you zoom in on that hug scene around the world, you see a WWE guy taking a picture of it. So checkmate, baby. I'm Balor Club guy for life,
The one and
and
only Balor Club guy.
that's right. And yeah. Oh, and I also ordered the World Tag Team Championship
Yes.
replica because that's my
You gotta
guy,
get the
and
Finn
hopefully,
side plates.
yeah, I'm gonna get the Finn side
Do
plates.
they have them on the
Hopefully,
shop?
not yet,
Uh,
not
he
yet.
might
But
have,
I've
he might have to find them on eBay if he wants to. They
yeah,
might have the
but I've
Judgment
seen
Day
like
ones.
I think they have Judgment Day ones, so.
Yeah, I think
But that's
what they
my
have is
that's
Judgment Day.
my banter there.
Just a
That's my
little
rant. So
fangirl moment there.
Well, now
that's
to
my
the
fangirl.
actual match. That was
Now
actually
to the
a
actual
solid
match.
Yeah, now
I thought-
after that, yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
I was convinced they were gonna win, when Finn got hit with the title and kicked out, and immediately picked up for a finisher, I started to put my phone down because I thought he was cooked. When Finn kicked out from the finisher after already kicking out from the title hit, I was like, "Oh, they're winning! They're winning!" I was losing my mind. There's a video of me screaming. I probably break the sound barrier 4 different times because I'm like, "Oh my god!"
You know what? You know what's actually really funny? When I saw Justin, when you posted that match, I thought it was pretty funny that me, after seeing the hug, that literally every clip was just from Henry. Because that you
Well, I
didn't
would
take
also like to
anything.
say, they didn't get it on TV because they cut the JD McDonough. When Finn was holding up the title after they won, after he did a sky point, he pointed at Justin. He said, "That one's for you, baby."
Yeah, he
And
did.
then
Yeah.
Dom slid in the ring, and that's when they cut back to the wide angle.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking cool.
No, I liked
I didn't
that
get it on
match.
video, sadly. I was taking minty photos. Like, I had a really good photo of the Finn point to the sky, so
It's dope.
you win some, you lose some.
No, I thought that match was really good. I can't even tell you the last time the New Day defended their tag titles anyway, but
Mania.
Well, the
I will
thing
say
is-
this,
was it that
they
far?
got stacked. Yeah, it was Mania. They really got to stack that Raw tag division because outside of the Judgment Day and New Day, it's very scarce.
Yeah.
Like, you might have the Viking Raiders, but that's about it. That tag division sucks.
No,
The
I mean,
War Raiders.
no, but I mean,
War Raiders.
that's why I'm really hoping the draft does a whole lot to everything because
Yeah.
everything seems so like
SmackDown has all
rinse-
the good tag teams, to be fair.
well, like a lot of the shit right now just feels like rinse and repeat and just thrown together till the draft.
I would rather them have just one tag title. Just have them alternate between the brands. 'Cause
Yeah.
even if you combine, even if you split the teams in half, you're going to be like 4 on each brand, and
Yeah.
then man-made teams like Andrade and Rey Fenix, who are I like them, but there's going to be a lot of teams like that. But if you don't count those, there's like going to be like 4 teams on each brand, and even then, it's like. It's
I mean,
just-
I wouldn't mind them doing like a just like the tag for like. I don't know how you would really execute it with a draft, but I think it would be nice for the tag titles to be able to be defended on SmackDown and Raw, as opposed and just have one set and not have
So
tag teams put for just both brands.
yeah. Like I said, it was a great match. Crowd is definitely behind Judgment Day, so it'll be interesting to see
Greatest night
how
of
this goes
Justin's
next.
life.
Yeah.
Best night
Never
of my
got me again
life.
on wanting to buy front row tickets because
Yeah, it's best night of my life, thanks to
I had 4 different 2 seats in that front section.
Yeah.
I pretty much had every single seat in that
In your
front row
cart,
of my
yeah.
cart at a different time.
Yeah.
And then we
That
ended
was
up in the
a,
middle, and it was perfect.
That was a much needed win, though.
No,
That was.
awesome.
That was because the way I look at it now is with Live Out, right? And, you know, you can do the story where Finn kept saying, "Just listen to me. I got the plan. Finn equals win," you know. And
Yeah.
now it's like
Win Balor.
win Balor, right? But the W up, win Balor. But it's like
Yeah, Win Balor. I can't do
it's
that.
gonna be
Fuck
interesting to
that.
see. Like, I wish it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. I wish, like you said, Beast, we had one set because you got one set of women's tag titles. We see how that's going, right? They don't defend them that much.
Terrible.
The
Because
problem
there's not a
is,
women's tag team division.
well,
There's- it
even the
doesn't-
men's tag team is lacking right now.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, on Raw,
but
you
I
got.
can name more men's tag teams
Yeah.
than I can women's tag team.
I think the draft needs to come after SummerSlam, Mix these teams up on Raw and SmackDown. Maybe put some man-made teams together, like Henry said, with Andrade, Ray Phoenix. They got to deal with AAA. Bring in some AAA tag teams, bro.
Yeah,
Bring
I
up
was
some
about to
people from
say
NXT.
AAA.
You got the ID program,
Cause
so you
who
can.
has who's the SmackDown tag team with the other tag titles?
Street Profits.
No, not
Los
Street
Garza.
Profits, the other
Los
one
Garza.
with
Oh, Garza
Los
and
Garza, yeah.
Los Garza. They have
yeah.
the AAA tag or what? AAA, I think, tag
Yeah,
titles.
so
Yeah.
like they can
Yeah,
bring
they can
people over
defend
like that.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring people over. Bring in Mr. Iguana. I think I read today Psycho Clown is signed.
Oh yeah,
Psycho
Mr.
Clown,
Mr.
Iguana is
Yo,
signed.
Mr. Iguana
You
for the Royal
know,
Rumble. Hell yeah.
What? Octagon? I think that's his name.
Octagon Junior signed. So
Octagon
yeah, you can
Junior.
do it. They need to put Lucha Bros together sooner than later.
I
I think
mean,
that
Um,
that'll happen for the draft.
either
yeah,
they're gonna do that or they're gonna ride out Andrade and Ray Phoenix because they're over. Like people really like them.
they are.
It just
I
They
thought
depends
that was
over.
a good
on.
match too. But
I think it just
we'll get
depends
to
on
We'll
where.
get to that when we get to SmackDown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it just depends on where Penta is come draft
Yeah.
time.
Because I think Penta deserves the IC title. Penta's so over, and he's like actually like an attraction, and people love him so much. I feel like if you put him in a tag team with Ray Phoenix, they have to win the titles immediately. You can't do what you're doing with Fraxium, where they're so over and
Well,
people really like
or at
them
least be a
and not
threat
give them
for it.
titles. I
Well,
just think they should immediately get it.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of the IC title, I know Russell Votes. Follow Russell Votes at Russell Votes on Twitter. They said that the current plan for SummerSlam for the Intercontinental Championship, spoiler alert, AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio for the IC title at SummerSlam.
I have a theory about that, but I also
gonna be a
think
banger.
Liv being injured pushed back Finn versus Dom because they want Liv there for that storyline.
But I don't think
Ye-
the plan is Finn and Dom. I think it's.
I don't think it
AJ
is
and Finn.
anymore. Yeah, I think
it's
AJ and Finn. Yeah, I think they scrapped that when Liv got
Liv
hurt.
got
I think they
injured.
scrapped
Well,
all that.
I actually have a fun theory for AJ Styles versus Dom. I think AJ Styles is gonna win, and then at Clash in Paris, or what is it? Oh, no, it's Clash in Paris.
Clash in Paris, yeah.
Clash in Paris. Oh, we get champion versus champion, and John Cena wins the IC title, Grand Slam, or he loses to Cody and still versus him. I just think John Cena's win the IC title in Paris, and you can book it. That's a CM Punk guy promise.
A promise. Oh God,
That's
sit
a
down.
promise.
Calm down. All right, let's get to.
It's a promise.
Let's
Give him all the titles. Let him go
let's get to
pin
the next.
fucking Gunther.
Let's get to the next match. This guy's out here fantasy booking Clash in Paris.
Clash in
It was
Paris. I also want Renee
Sheamus.
Dupree.
Yes, I know you do. You want to get tickled by the French guy. We know.
He's always hard.
Oh God. I hope no kids are watching. Next match, it was a League of Nations reunion and somewhat. Sheamus versus
Ruru!
Rusev. Ruru.
Ruru. I kept calling him Ruru.
That match fucking sucked.
What?
Nah.
Good in person though. Good. It was good in person.
The way that was portrayed on TV, hard hitting, boring as fuck, way too long.
It was a little too long, but I think that was a really good, hard-hitting, just like beefy match, and I liked it.
It was.
Rusev was hyping me up.
I
When I
didn't
was
enjoy
glazing
it.
him because I was glazing Rusev up and down for that match. I lost my voice. He kept typing me up, and I
crazy.
kept saying, "Whoop his ass, Ruru!" And every time I said Ruru, I thought he was gonna kick me in the face.
Nah,
It
was a-
that was a hard hitting match, but like
I thought it was a good match.
I didn't find it interesting at all because I don't know where it's leading to. What does it pay off fucking for Rusev, and why does Sheamus eat a pin? It was just kind of like a
League of
filler
Nations
match.
Back in, Rusev
I think
Sheamus turns heel.
No, I think it was just like B said. It was just a filler, filler match. You know, it was a Raw after it was a Raw after Night of Champions, a Raw after the Saudi pay-per-view. So they probably had some people. They gave them the night off to rest up. So
Well, they also been
filler.
looking towards Sheamus versus Rusev with the Tozawa thing, and he said he was gonna.
True. True.
Yeah, but
I
like,
just don't know.
where is that going though? Like, it's just
Well, I
like.
said maybe Sheamus turns heel and they end up teaming. I have no clue. I thought it was
I
a
mean,
solid match though for Raw. I thought it was a solid match.
I mean, we were just
Watching
talking
it from the TV side of things, it was very boring.
I thought it was alright.
In person, I would say it was. In person, it was a good match. I do agree it was too long. Far as where it leads to, I don't think Rusev's going after any
Also,
championships right now.
ridiculously slow paced. I
Slow
will say, I knew
paced.
when they were on commercial because they were crawling. Like that shit, like dropped to like -1 speed when they went to commercial.
Yeah. Well, like I
We also
said,
got a "Who wears short shorts" chant in our section during the one commercial break, and I was very mad it was on commercial break because the guy kept
yeah, we
screaming,
did.
"Who wears short shorts?" And I just kept screaming, "Ruru wears short shorts!" And we went back and forth for the whole commercial break.
Dear
And
Lord.
and then when the cameraman said they came back from break, the guy goes, "Wait, we're on break?" And he goes, "Fuck!" So
Yeah, that
I
was.
wish I recorded the chant, but I was glazing Rusev up and down. I'm not gonna lie, I was giving that guy the push, brother.
I don't know. I don't see it. Like Rusev, I have no interest in what he's doing at the current moment.
We'll see what it leads to. We'll see what it leads to. Maybe Henry's right. Maybe we get the League of Nations reunion because like we were just talking about tag team titles, we need
I
more
was about to
tag
say,
teams. So
I think they're doing tag teams. I think that one makes
yeah.
logical sense.
I mean,
History
Well,
wise, it makes sense.
yeah.
well, let's speaking of things that don't make sense, let's talk about the next segment, shall we? It was the world champion, the ring general Gunther.
Talking about he's gonna paralyze, gonna
Talk,
go grandpapa.
yeah, talking about Goldberg. You know, he's fighting Goldberg for the world title, and Goldberg's last match, so they say, at next weekend's Saturday night's main event. Now, this is what doesn't make sense to me. I want you guys' opinion, right? Because I
Yep.
feel like this is all over the place. You got Gunther in the ring,
Yep.
talking about how he's going to bully and beat the crap out of Goldberg, put the old man down once and for all, right?
Yeah.
Out comes Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman holding the briefcase because Paul Heyman's confused and think he's the Money in the Bank winner. And
Cool briefcase, though. I'll give it to him. That's a cool
cool
custom
briefcase, cool
Clean.
briefcase.
I hate that they gave Naomi a custom one as well, though, because that kind of just.
We'll get to the we'll get to that. Cool briefcase. Rollins comes out. Gunther says, "You guys look very confident for guys who flew across the world to get accomplished nothing." And then Rollins said, "Accomplished nothing." Gunther, you're not paying attention. As long as there's air in my lungs, CM Punk will not be world champion. CM Punk comes out, beats up Rollins. They go back and forth. Rollins runs to the crowd, and he's met with LA Knight, and LA Knight's beating up Rollins outside the bar at the arena in Pittsburgh.
Which was our
And
Saturday Night's Live main event match. I don't know if you guys.
yep, that's official for Saturday night's main event.
Sad.
Rollins versus LA Knight.
Yep.
And then Punk pushes down Gunther. So I want you guys' thoughts on it. I'm confused, and I want you guys' opinion. Did we take the title off of Jey Uso just to play hot potato with it? And what do you guys think? Is Goldberg winning? Is Rollins cashing in? Is LA Knight getting a world title against Rollins? We'll start with Beast. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll let Beast go because I have a
I
theory.
I am as confused as you are because I feel like we're intermingling feuds, and you have Gunther, who's world champion. You have him going against Goldberg, and then you have this Seth and Punk feud mixed with LA Knight's thing because of Braun and Braun over there.
Braun and
I think
Seth Riders.
I think it's more with this whole thing. You gotta read between the lines of what's going on. So how I see it as Punk wants a world championship. He couldn't beat Cena. So now it's kind of like he's got Gunther. Yeah, that's the other championship. If he couldn't beat Cena, maybe he can get Gunther. If he has an opportunity, if Goldberg somehow, some miracle of God, beats Gunther, and Seth cashes in, well, now Punk and Seth have that feud already. Yep. So, unless some weird shit happens, unless somehow Seth Rollins cashes in on whether it be Goldberg or Gunther or whatever, you have either LA Knight or CM Punk that can cost them from cashing in. Or you have one of them cost them from cashing in, and the other one wants to face Seth for the championship if he ends up being successful somehow by having the two Brawns help him out. And like as I even say this out loud, it just becomes more confusing because you have two people feuding with one person, but it's because of two separate reasons. And it's mixed and then surrounded with the end goal of world champion. So I'm as confused as you are. I need more clarity of what's going on. I don't think Gunther was supposed to fall down when Punk pushed him, though.
He pushed the shit out of that boy.
He did. He shoved his ass, but I didn't think Gunther was supposed to fall down.
I think he was.
You think? I don't know. I think
I got two theories.
I think Gunther kind of was surprised that he even got pushed.
Yeah.
But
all right, Henry, what's?
But no, I'm just as confused as you are, and I think it's just too much feud mingling, and it's just too much.
Too much. Henry, what do you think?
Heavy biasm in what I'm about to say. But
No.
I think. Oh yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. I think Saturday Night's Live main event. Gunther is going to beat the dog piss out of Goldberg.
As he should.
Beat Goldberg. We're gonna get the Seth Riders, Braun and Braun. They're gonna come out, beat the shit out of Gunther. Rollins is gonna come to cash in. Sammy and Jay are gonna take out Braun and Bronson, and CM Punk's gonna stop Seth Rollins from cashing in, right? And it's like, oh well, Seth has the title. Then Goldberg's gonna turn around and be like, hey, Punk, and then we're gonna get Punk versus Gunther at SummerSlam, and then it's gonna be a triple threat tag: Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, LA Knight versus the Seth Riders, and Seth Rollins is gonna cash in after CM Punk wins the world title. So then you continue Punk versus Rollins, or Seth Rollins just cashes in and wins, and then SummerSlam you set up a triple threat: Gunther versus Punk versus Rollins. That's how I see it.
See, I like the triple threat idea. I just feel like the way it's kind of executed to lead to that is just kind of messy at the moment.
Is gonna really clean up what's going on. Yeah, I think next week in Saturday Night's Live main event's really gonna clean up because I think LA Knight's beating Rollins at Saturday Night's Live main event. But you also have Sammy and
you don't
Jay,
think LA Knight's gonna get screwed?
No, because you have Jay and Sammy still.
Jay and Sammy versus the Braun boys.
I think LA Knight's gonna win. I think LA Knight's gonna win. Or they're gonna screw LA Knight, and then Sammy and Jay are gonna come to the rescue to save LA Knight. And that's how you set up the 6-man if you're going that direction.
I mean, Sammy has hurt ribs. And that's the other thing.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. We have Sammy with Cross. You have
Sammy and Cross.
Yeah. Over in August. He won't be at SummerSlam.
No, but I'm saying, like, you have
disrespectful.
But, like, that's what I'm saying, though. You have these, like...
You're a liar!
You have all these guys just intermingling into this one thing, which, again, in hindsight, that's what I want. I want everybody chasing the world title. But you can't have all these feuds mingling and just fucking up the end goal.
Thinking nose. It's not as big, but I'm putting on my thinking nose.
Disrespectful.
How Triple H would book it. But that's why I think it's going to be a triple. I honestly think it's really going to be a triple threat. But I
like the triple threat.
I could see him. I could see him doing the 6-man tag to integrate Jey Uso, since Jey Uso came out the end of Raw to save Sammy and who was Penta. And then Penta's also in it. I forgot about Penta.
Penta's there too.
It's just one big clusterfuck unless Seth gets a 4th guy, which the only 4th guy I want him to get is Carmelo Hayes. But he's on SmackDown, so.
Oh, speaking of Carmelo Hayes, congratulations to Carmelo Hayes and Kelani Jordan. Jordan, is it? Kelani Jordan. Yes, they are engaged now. So congratulations to them.
Damn it!
Random fact of the day.
Damn it.
Yes, I saw that on Twitter.
I know. But you marry Mello now.
Should have been me. Fuck.
Should have been. So yeah, that's confusing. The next match we had was, because they're dragging us on still, a #1 contenders match for Becky Lynch's Intercontinental Championship. It was Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. I'll let Henry, he can tell his thoughts on the match, because this is when I had to run and get Henry water because he was losing his voice from screaming.
And then the minute he gave it to me, they slammed into the barricade where you get your weekly Henny appearance. Whoop, whoop. All right. I almost lost my water in the first 8 seconds he gave it to me. That match was kind of fucking boring, I'm not going to lie. Lyra's a good wrestler, Bayley's a good wrestler, but that match really didn't do it for me. And then it ended in a double finish. Yeah, double finish.
A draw. It was a draw.
Very weird
Because I get they're
pin.
setting up a triple threat, but you really are going to do a double draw in the weirdest way. It could have just been a double countout. You could have had the end of that match been what, like, the aftermatch was. Like, the end of the match could have been a double countout where they're beating the shit out of each other outside of the ring.
That's what it should have
instead of
been. It
having
should have been a double countout.
finish and then them beating the shit out of each other. I think
Yeah.
the ending was just really weird. But I honestly, as much as I like them both, and they're both really good, like, women's wrestlers, I don't think they mix very well together. It wasn't like a terrible match, but also wasn't that good. So I was kind of
Well,
Like,
I think
Evolution's a triple threat now. There's no way it's not at Evolution. That's a triple threat match at Evolution, which I assume Bailey would win unless they're gonna let Becky Lynch hold the title for a while. But I'll assume Bailey would win so Becky Lynch can go to the main title picture again.
I think Lyra is going heel.
I don't know if she's going. She might be like that weird tweener for that match.
That's the other thing
Yeah.
I was thinking of, but I think she's leaning more towards that like heelish side because she's like crashing out all over the fucking place during like
Yeah.
interviews and just
That's
matches.
another weird one where I don't know who, like, what they're trying to portray as who. Like, I know Bailey's a heel. Well, sorry, Becky's a heel, but Bailey also kind of is acting like a heel. Lyra's also acting like a heel.
I
Yeah,
think
no, it's
Becky's.
like a three egos going at each other, and it's
Yeah.
just
It's
it's
very
weird.
weird because then, like, the next
Yeah.
episode, like the next segment, Lyra and Bailey are acting like baby faces, but then they act heel again. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
No,
Very strange ending.
No, that
Um,
that pin was very strange. I would have rather a double count out with them just fighting in the crowd.
Yeah.
In terms of the match, it was same. I agree with you. It was kind of slow and just weird.
It wasn't awful. It was just like it was very underwhelming for what I thought we were gonna get.
I expected that match to do a lot better. I really did.
Yeah, I thought between those two, I thought it was gonna be a really, really good match, and it wasn't bad. It was just underwhelming. It under delivered for what I thought it was gonna be.
It felt like it almost felt like they were given a certain amount of time and then it was cut.
Or they're
Yeah,
just
no,
not
I think
giving us
they-
it all because they're saving it all for the triple threat. That
Yeah.
could be that
Yeah.
too, where they're not
It
trying to
just
show
it
too
like
much.
from matches I know from just past of it being cut for time last second, that is what it felt like to me. It was
It felt
cut
like
last
that to me
second.
too. Yeah. It felt like that.
I will say,
Um,
thinking over this card again, I think the Judgment Day tag team match should have been the main event. Not gonna lie.
Well, because you
Well,
had the first
yeah.
two segments and it just feels like it just
Yeah.
dropped for the rest of the night.
I agree. I think the Judgment Day winning should have been the main event. But speaking of the main event, let's jump to that. It was Hurt Rib Sami Zayn and Mr. Smooth Operator
Yes, sir.
Penta, and they took on Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed, Braun and Braun. That was a good main
Seth
event.
Friday.
Now
Seth
before we
Friday.
actually jump into the match, I don't know if you guys peeped it when you were there, but when I was watching, I noticed that Bronson Reed mentioned something about a Plan B.
So they showed it. They tried showing it on the screen beats, but the screen was black in the arena, so they were
Yeah.
having like
we only
technical
could hear the
difficulties.
audio, and
Yeah.
then the audio
It was
cut
very
out at one
muffled.
point.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
muffled.
It was kinda
Yeah,
messed
no,
up.
because Bronson Reed said something about, from what I recall, Seth was on a flight, so to speak, in just terms of the show. He was on a flight out. Paul Heyman was talking to Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed mentioned something about a Plan B, and then Braun Breaker came and said the plan was to take out Sammy and Penta. So I have a feeling that Braun Breaker doesn't know something that Bronson Reed does. So I'm interested
I
to
think
know
they're
what
getting a
Plan
push.
B is, whether that be Plan B in a cash-in or
Maybe a fourth member.
or
Yeah, I was
something.
about to say maybe the triple threat is LA Knight, Penta, and Sammy versus
Uh.
Braun and Braun, and then someone else. I don't.
I just
maybe
thought it
that's
was
the
a
first
weird
match.
little thing to bring up because I don't know if you guys saw it, but I noticed it, and I'm interested to know what he meant by a Plan B.
No clue. I just know the kid behind me during that match was chanting "Big Back" at Bronson Reed. and then told
That's
him,
the that's the same kid that got mad when Finn hugged me. He said that's not fair, and then he's booing Finn Balor, and then Finn
he
wins, and
was
he's like,
booing
"Yeah,
him before the hug. He was booing him before the hug. He hugged Justin. He was like, "That's not fair." And then he's like, "Yeah, Finn." I was like, that kid's a true talent. Oh, before we start the match, I would like to say, I like the remix they did between their two normal themes that they did
Yeah,
about
that
a
was
week or
cool.
two ago, a lot better
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
than whatever the fuck they played on Monday, because that was hot dog ass.
See,
I'm
like,
sorry, you could put fucking who's a rat. You could put R-Truth in the booth, and he would have had a better theme than whatever the fuck that was. Because that remix was trash. My ass makes better noise when I have gas. That mix was shit.
I'm gonna have to listen to it because I couldn't really hear it, like, well,
in the
but I'd have to
arena,
listen back to it.
fucking sucked.
No, like this past week, the intro for them, I might have to listen back to it because I don't I couldn't hear it quite well. It could also just be
It was
old.
bad. Yeah, that too, Unk.
Yeah.
It was bad. I will say it was really bad.
This match
Yeah.
went pretty long.
this
It
match
was
went
long,
really
but I
long.
thought-
Yeah,
I will say Penta I won't say really did nothing, but it seemed like Penta when he was in the ring was just getting his ass whooped a lot.
Mm.
It felt like most of his offense was him just jumping in the ring.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you guys were there, but for me, watching it at home, there was like 5 commercials for the whole fucking match.
yeah, yeah.
Like we got back from commercial. Sammy does the little walk with Penta, his little smooth operator walk. They jump out of the ring.
Shout out to Hang 'em High, the originator.
You know, they jump out the ring. A little few spots after that, commercial break, and I'm fucking seeing another Chime commercial. Like, what the fuck? I want to watch wrestling. Like, it really bothers me. Like, I want them
thought
to
it was a lot
minimize
worse
the
on
match,
SmackDown.
especially for main event. Minimize the match. Like, I don't like.
If
You
we're
have the
talking about
commercial.
ads, I watched. We were there for SmackDown because obviously it was double taping, but I rewatched it with Beast last night, and during that Fraxium match especially, it felt like there was an ad every other like they're halfway through
Yeah.
the segment ad. They start picking up speed ad. They're doing
Yeah,
moves, like they
they
did a lot of cool moves that they didn't show because it was on commercial break.
Yeah,
There's
they
way
should
too
have
many
did
ads.
Yeah, well, that's the things, the partnerships. I wish they could do ad free. I'm sure there's an ad free option.
Well, no, like
But
like I was saying, just minimize. If you're gonna
minimize
do
the
that
ads.
many
Or
commercials,
do
let me
picture in
at least
picture.
yeah, just
Picture
let
in
me
picture.
watch the fucking match.
Yeah.
Like, let it be a
Yeah,
little
do picture in
screen,
picture. Yeah,
and
yeah,
then have the commercial. Like, why the hell
Yeah.
do I have to sit
Yeah.
through 4 ads in one fucking
Yeah.
match for the main event? Just
It's a lot.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Especially if
I
it's something I want to see. Like, if it
Yeah.
like if say like if we were in Bloodline era, imagine a Bloodline segment with 4 commercials. I wouldn't know what the hell's happening.
You'd be lost. You'd be
Like,
lost. You'd
Nah,
be lost.
man. There's too many
Yeah.
ads. There's too many ads, and I
It
don't
is.
like it.
Bad.
It's a lot of ads.
I sympathize.
A good
with
match
them at
though.
least.
Good match.
As we're
I
calling them
believe,
here, apparently, the Seth Riders, I believe, won that match, right?
Yep, Seth Riders won, and then post match beatdown, and the Yeet Merchant main event. Jey Uso was now in your city,
Entrance
Pittsburgh.
fucking
Jey Uso,
merchant.
yeah, Jey Uso made the save, so I think Henry might be right. Might be heading to some kind of
Six-man tag.
man.
I don't know if Seth's gonna be in it though, because I think they might do that triple threat Gunther, Punk, Seth. But I don't know. But I think Seth might be in that 6-man tag unless they introduce a 4th member. But I could be wrong.
Now
See,
here's
as
ahead,
much as I don't want to see this for the 15th time, Jay theoretically does have a rematch clause. If you look at it old school wise, he technically has a rematch clause. So I hate the fact that Jay is being just thrown into something different when you can at least have him face for the title, even if he loses, but at least you can give him his little rematch clause, and then if he loses, whatever. But at least you can do that and call it a day. At least finish that up before throwing him into something else. That's my personal opinion. That's what I would do.
I think Jay's going to get drafted to SmackDown when it's all over with. Put him back with Jimmy.
I think Jay and Jimmy are
Yeah.
gonna be together for whatever they're doing with the bloodline thing. Because the
I
bloodline
also
Yeah.
think it depends on where
Jacob's
Roman
super
goes too.
outnumbered. Well, I think Roman's finishing his stuff with Seth. I think he's gonna be on both brands.
Mm.
Because I don't see him going back to the bloodline story at all. He has to finish the Seth thing, the Seth and him
Yeah.
thing. Because he
Well,
finished the bloodline at the
yeah.
Netflix debut when he beat Solo. If he
Yeah.
lost to
True.
Solo, I could see it, but he beat Solo. He finished that feud. I don't think he's going back to it. At least
I
not
think he'll be
now.
back to it once we get to War Games. He'll be back to it.
I don't think so.
Or they're gonna do like a Team Cena versus Team Cody thing.
Why do I have Christ entering my
Is that
camera?
fireworks?
Jesus
Oh.
Christ! No, what I got?
The light. The light.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
I don't know. I don't know. He's blessing us.
God, I got fucking.
But that was Raw.
Let's block it out with my peanut
Yeah.
head. There we
That
go.
was Raw in Pittsburgh. Best Raw ever, but I am biased.
Very biased.
Yeah,
I thought
best
it was a
Raw if
solid
you look at the
episode.
first 2 segments, and then that's it.
I thought
Yeah,
it was a solid Raw. I thought
Judgment Day should've-
because usually the shows after Saudi suck. I thought it was
Yeah.
a solid Raw for what it
I
was.
thought it was a great Raw for a post Saudi show, and I do think Judgment Day should have been the main event. But that brings us to last night's July 4th edition of Friday Night SmackDown, which Henry and I were in attendance for because the reason Raw started so early is because they taped SmackDown after Raw in the same building.
And
So we
opening
had
the
a long
show, we
show.
had
SmackDown, it actually felt really refreshing. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, thank
Watching
God.
That live,
Thank God.
Yeah.
it felt really refreshing. That felt nice.
But opening the
But
show,
was dragged.
opening the show, we had Jacob Fatu attack Solo Sikoa, and Solo had his ass hanging out of the vehicle, which I thought was pretty comical.
Oh,
Thought that was pretty cool.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
But I don't understand this rehearsed, rehashed, repackaged like bloodline bullshit again.
See, they have another segment that I want to get into because it was later in the show, but
We'll get to it.
We're
Yeah.
gonna get to it, okay? Because I'm gonna rip that segment apart.
We'll
'cause
get
that
to it when we
pissed
get
me
there.
off.
I
Yeah,
just,
we'll
I
start
just
with-
don't
Pissed me
understand.
off.
I just don't understand
Yeah.
why we're still like doing this. I feel like I'm watching a Thanksgiving like
I need
argument.
to ask Paul Heyman what inning we're in now, because
Yeah. No, because I feel like I'm watching a Thanksgiving argument over a fucking turkey leg at this point.
We're in double overtime, and they don't know where the
Double
where the-
overtime, ball of the
No one
ninth,
can
bases
fucking-
Yeah,
loaded.
ball bases loaded, and they
Fucking-
just keep adding.
They're
They just keep.
toothpicks.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got Ronaldo at bat. Like I don't fucking know, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
Just
crazy.
confused. But after Jacob Fatu attacked Solo, we got Cody with a opening promo.
This fucking Mark. He's gonna lose to Cena twice. He's gonna be 4 against the GOAT.
I was of the belief of Cody going heel. Now, not so much after this segment.
Not yet. Not yet.
And there's a reason why I'm wearing the Randy Orton shirt. For 2 reasons. One, because I felt very ranty and felt like waking up with violence. And 2,
Oh,
because heel Randall Keith Orton might be entering my life once again. My man is starting to hear those psychotic voices. He's starting to need to go back to anger management once again. I can't wait to see this man snap like a murderer gone loose. I can't wait. It's going to be beautiful. When I see that punt, I'm going to pop like a bitch. It's going to be awesome.
Alright.
It's going to be so
Now
good.
that you're done glazing your boy.
So good. I'll zip him up.
I thought that promo was cool, but you wanna know what I thought was really cool? We weren't supposed to get Drew McIntyre back from when did Frightful say? August? September?
Yes.
And we
yeah.
got,
It was a while. Yeah.
we got the D1 hater himself. I'm gonna butcher the Scottish accent, but he came out and he said, "I hate you both. You're both sucking each other's dicks." And then we got an RKO out of nowhere. We get Randy versus Drew, which brings
Well-
me back to the pandemic era, which was my second favorite feud of the pandemic era, and that's gonna be
Well,
really
before that though, Cody he did his little promo, and he said
He's talking about getting
Well,
his balls
he said
back.
he's getting,
He
yeah.
got
He said,
neutered by the
yeah,
GOAT.
he said at SummerSlam he's taking the title back. It was very interesting that Orton said to Cody, "Don't waste this opportunity. Kick Cena's ass at SummerSlam." Drew then
So funny.
says, "I hope you win the title, Cody, so I can be the one to take it from you." So now we have this. We have two stories now, right? We have the Orton and the Drew match at Saturday Night's Main Event, and now we have the Cody and the Cena match. I just have we're 4 weeks out from SummerSlam weekend. All three of us are attending.
Sounds like
I
so
want to ask
much.
both you guys a question. I'm going to start with Henry first because I know he loves John Cena.
Christ.
My question is, Henry, does John Cena win at SummerSlam? And if Cody loses, what do you do with Cody Rhodes?
All right. I'm a firm believer John Cena should turn face after SummerSlam. I think we should get Super Cena back in the Kelly Green fucking John Dyer shirt. You know, let him go Super Cena. Let him start whooping everyone's ass. But after last night, as much as I want that to happen and we get the Cody heel turn, it doesn't seem like we are. So I think Randall, Keith Orton, B Sky is going to cost Cody Rhodes, which is going to set up Survivor Series Team Cena, which is going to be Cena, Randy, probably Logan Paul. Shoot me in the face. Maybe we get CM Punk as heel. I have no fucking clue. Maybe we get Team Old Head Unks versus
Team
whoever
Old
the
Head.
hell. But John Cena walks out of SummerSlam still the last real world champion. Like he's gonna walk out December whenever the fuck they announce the date, so I can request it off.
I think
as
it's
champion.
Saturday. According to multiple
heard
sources.
13th, I've heard the Saturday after the 13th. I've heard the
Yeah.
first
So-
Sunday of
so-
Saturday of the month.
So
No fucking clue.
so
I
I've
also heard it's not in TD Garden no more. Can they just announce the date so I can put my time in? You listen to me, you big-nosed bastard. Look me in the eyes. Look me in the fucking eyes, Triple H.
Calm
you
down.
bald fraud. Announce the damn date and location, because I want to go, and I'm going to fly. I got to put my time in to my wonderful boss that Justin may or may not love, so I can go and watch John Cena's last match live.
Not anymore.
So, please
I
and
don't love
thank
her.
you.
I don't love her
Triple
no
H,
more. Nope. On to the next one.
Finn Balor.
CM Punk guy.
So yes. So I'm trying to tell you you were ranting. If you just let me tell you the final date, you jackass.
It's not confirmed though, so I don't care about.
Okay, well, according to
your rumor, Finn Balor is supposed to get a world title push this year. Okay.
See, these are the things that be said in Discord.
Okay.
What?
Well, let's see. First of all, I'm going to rant. He's a 6-time tag team champion. He's Grand Slam champion, first ever Universal champion, and now he's again World Tag Team champion. World is in the damn title, Henry, and the hug was seen around the world. You put some respect on Finn Balor's name. Put some respect on the Judgment Day, okay? And if you would let me finish my rant, Saturday, December 13th is the rumor date, according to multiple sources, TD Garden in Boston. Rumored, yes.
According to your
Well, I hope it's in Boston for you. I hope it's in Boston for you, so you and Beast can do your Cena thing.
Because that CM Punk guy's gonna be there, and he's buying a floor seat.
You said the same thing. You said the same thing about Cena versus Punk, but your ass wasn't in Saudi.
I said if it wasn't international, because I couldn't get a passport in the span of 3 weeks, since they didn't tease when they were going to do it, and they pushed it back, and I couldn't get a passport in time, or I would have been in Saudi Arabia hitting the fucking A-Rab money dance out there, watching John Cena put boots to fucking asses. So I don't want to hear that. I couldn't get a passport
You
in
see,
the span of 3 weeks.
this is what I have to deal with outside the podcast. This is what I have to deal with.
All right, that's good banter. Good banter.
If they put John Cena's last match in Saudi Arabia, I want every single person to look me dead in the eyes. I am raiding Connecticut's headquarters, and somehow John Cena's last match is in Saudi. You can swat me right now. I am walking into that office, and I'm pin slapping every everybody,
No.
one by one. Boom,
No.
boom, boom. I'm
I
like
don't
both asses because I'm going to be pissed the fuck off if I get duped by Saudi Arabia twice.
No, Henry, you're not going to get duped twice. The next Saudi show's Royal Rumble. And just so everyone else that's watching and listening, Triple H, if you're watching, we don't condone what Henry's saying, so please don't cancel me, sir. Love you, love Finn Balor. So Beast, now that Beast, now that Henry rants over.
I don't even know what the
Same
fucking
question.
question was at this
Same
point.
question for you. Does John Cena retain at SummerSlam? And
Oh,
if Cody
shit.
Rhodes loses, what's next for Cody Rhodes? Oh no, Henry!
Oh god.
Henry!
Oh no.
We lost Henry, y'all.
Oh,
Hold on.
Hold on. Technical
He's back.
difficulties.
He's back.
Hold on. Technical
He's back.
difficulties. He's back. He hit a button.
You hit a button.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know. You're
All right,
back.
he's back.
You're back.
Give me a second. I gotta pull up Justin. What the fuck just happened? It just kicked me
I don't know. Our rant broke the video.
everyone off the screen.
Yeah, our
Oh,
rant
Jesus.
broke the banter broke the video. Okay.
Okay, we're
All right.
Okay.
All right. So
Beast,
calm the fuck down. All right. So anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, Beast. SummerSlam. Is Cody Rhodes winning that title back? And if he doesn't, what's next for Cody?
Jeez, I gotta get my thoughts together after that. Jesus fucking Christ.
I know the camera broke from all the tension. Me and Justin just
Yeah,
it
and
was
she-
sexual for once.
No.
Oh, hey.
The thing with Cody though, like
Parched. I'm gonna drink all my apple juice.
the thing with Cody is like I don't know what he does if it doesn't involve the title.
Fuck
Because
himself.
but like so
what
if
if
Cena beats him,
Mhm.
okay, after that I would assume he would go into something with Randy. Because Randy would
talking
be
about
like
Randy and Cody. Yeah, you failed me.
because you know you beat me, you had this opportunity, if I didn't
And you-
hesitate type shit, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would assume that, but then once that's done,
Yeah.
then what? Like, I don't know where else
Okay,
it goes
so-
other than maybe
He wins,
Drew.
He wins Royal Rumble for a third time.
Okay, so I have a.
God.
That nose up his
Oh
ass.
my
Yeah.
god, you might as well call it the fucking Royal fucking Roads at that point. Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just
It'll be interesting to see
I
where that
swear to
goes.
God, they don't know what to do with him if it doesn't involve the championship and like
Unless that leads to
winning
going
it.
to Raw after he loses to
The
Cena,
the draft.
Gunther.
Yeah, the draft. Yeah.
Unless that leads to him beating whoever's world champion on Raw later in the year, or like
Yeah.
Rumble to set up him versus Punk.
As of right now, I don't know if he loses to Cena. Probably a thing with Randy, maybe a thing
Yeah.
with Drew, and then after that, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Because like I said, I think Cena should.
I think Cena's last match should be is going to be a fatal four-way: Cody versus Punk versus Randy versus Cena. I think that's.
See,
gonna
I
be
would
the final
like
match.
that, but I also think Cena should either
But I think he
either just
retire with it.
retire with it, or
Or but I want
somebody
him
that-
babyface so badly. Like I want Super Cena back for the last at least 3 months of the tour.
yeah, no, like if somebody, I would like somebody to beat him for the title, but have it not be somebody like a Cody or Randy.
But you can't end the greatest career of all time losing to some fucking guy like.
But that's what I'm talking about. If you make somebody established
You're
to
not establishing anyone to beat him though in the next 4 months. 5
yeah, but
months.
he doesn't have to be on TV for you to do that. If you have somebody
Yeah,
that's
no, he doesn't.
if you have somebody that's weekly doing these
Yeah.
things to be like,
But
hey,
I'm gonna be pissed if Braun Breaker ends John Cena's career. You can't.
it doesn't have to be Braun. I'm just saying if there's somebody
no,
that's
it's not gonna be Braun.
because if Cena drops a
nobody
title to
there.
Cody Rhodes in his last match, that does nothing for Cody. I would like it to be somebody young that has a lot
It won't be.
left in their career because
will
they will
not
be boosted to a mega star
It's not-
as long as
It won't be.
Cena stays heel.
As much as I would love that, Beast, it's not gonna be. I'm telling you guys
You're
now,
not
Cody
gonna
Rhodes.
have a young guy beat John Cena in his last.
I-
match.
I'm telling you
And
right
I think it
personally
should
would
be
like
Cody
it.
Rhodes.
I'm telling you right
if you're
now.
gonna do the fatal 4-way for his last match, call me biased. I think CM Punk should finally get the fucking world title. Put the fucking strap on the guy. That guy gets stone cold levels of pop. The Static is the new glass shatter. CM Punk is quite literally the most over superstar you have on the roster. I don't want to hear it's Cody fucking Rhodes. Did you not see CM Punk in Saudi Arabia? He turned everyone from booing to cheering. He had the light show going. We heard Colton personality and fucking Arabic.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, you're not
CM
wrong.
Punk
You
is
got
the most over
you
star
guys.
right now. His theme is the closest we're getting to the glass shattering. He's so fucking over. And I swear to God, if they do that fatal 4-way for Cena's last match and Punk eats the pin, I'm jumping the barricade. I'm getting in there.
I don't think it's. I would love a fatal 4-way. I agree with you. I agree with Beast. I think it should be a young guy. Unfortunately, my WWE booking hat's on, and I said this as soon as it happened. I think Cody Rhodes is beating Cena for that title in Boston.
Well, he
Whoever it's
doesn't
at.
need it. That's the
I know he
problem.
doesn't. I know he doesn't need it, and I know he doesn't need it. But I just know the what. I'll say this: if Cody loses at SummerSlam, and he's not turning heel, I think Cody Rhodes is somehow going to either persuade Cena to do a War Games or some match before his last date and say, if I beat you in War Games, I get you one last time. And I think this is how they're going to build it because they like doing these crazy stipulations. I think Cody Rhodes is going to say, if I can't beat John Cena, I will quit WWE. I think it's going to be a career versus title match. I think it's Cody Rhodes is going to put his career on the line against John Cena because he's going to say if I can't beat John Cena and save WWE from John Cena, save pro wrestling because John Cena is ruining pro wrestling and Cody Rhodes is the quarterback, QB1, right? That's what he calls himself. So I think he's going to say, Cena, if I can't beat you, I'm not wrestling no more. And I think they're going to build it as Cody Rhodes, John Cena, round 3, career versus title, and Cody Rhodes is going to beat John Cena for that world title, and then we're going to go from there. Cena's going to go, but it doesn't matter if Cena loses in Boston. If it's in Boston, the man's getting a hero's send away. Okay, he's going to get.
Should be face. I'm not going to have.
I know. I
understand.
understand. I understand.
No
Okay, so
reaction,
maybe.
Mr.
So
Stupid
okay, so
Catwoman, that he's
maybe.
gonna get
Okay,
his
so
ass
maybe.
whooped and then
Okay, so
give
maybe
an
Henry.
emotional speech. Let Cody Rhodes win
Henry.
at SummerSlam. Let
Henry.
him turn heel. Let me get the John Cena redemption arc pumping through my veins, brother, and let John Cena be heel Cody Rhodes in Boston for number 18. Okay.
May I say one thing? You're right. Okay, but how about this then? If you want to get to the John Cena babyface losing in Boston, right? Say it's career versus title, right? What if we bring in Mister doesn't know how to show up to work? What if we bring The Rock in, right? And what if The
That's like
Rock?
Saudi asking for Dusty Rhodes.
What if The Rock? Just walk with me. What if The Rock is the one who screws Cena out of that title, right, in Boston, and then that's your heel Cody Rhodes?
At this point, Travis Scott should beat him.
Well, I don't know. I don't think Cena's. I don't think. I don't think Cena's losing. I don't think Cena's losing at SummerSlam because Cody said in that interview.
John Cena should just walk out as champion. Let him go out as heel because I fucking don't want to see John Cena.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna say a hot take right now. I've been listening. I've been listening, and I know we need some TikToks and some YouTube shorts. So I'm gonna put a hot take right now. Make sure you clip 1 hour and 8 minutes.
Clip it.
I think John Cena isn't dropping the title to Cody Rhodes. He's not dropping it to CM Punk. No. The only way John Cena can turn face is by losing to a childhood fan, and that's Ron fucking Killings. Ron Killings will be our new undisputed WWE champion, and John Cena will finally see the light.
Yeah! Let's go, Ron!
That's what I think. I think Ron Killings. I think Ron Killings is gonna do it.
And it's gonna be titled Ron Cena, John Cena. There can only be one.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough banter on that. Let's get to the next match, shall we?
Let me just say this. One last thing, and I promise we can go to the next one. if Ron Killings gets a third match against John Cena, but CM Punk is labeled as one last match, he's not getting a second, look me dead in the fucking eyes here. I'm getting the necktie, and I'm hanging my...
The next match, my queen, Charlotte Flair.
Oh
and
God,
Alexa
can we go
Bliss.
back to John Cena?
My queen, Charlotte Flair, and
Oh,
Alexa
fuck.
Bliss all held the queen and Little Miss Bliss. They defeated the Secret Hervis, B-Fab, and Meechin. They're heading to Evolution in a triple threat. Hold on. In a triple threat women's tag team match. So right now we have Roxanne and Raquel defending against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Another team to be determined. Beast, what are your thoughts on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss?
So my camera's picking up. Oh wait, hold on, my screen went black. All right, so my camera's picking up my screen here of notes that I took. I know you can't read it very well because it's very blurry, but
Why
I'll
don't you
tell
read
you.
it to us?
I'm going to. Oh, best you believe, I'm going to. Because I wrote down who was in the match, and I wrote these things down. And I quote, straight from my notes, why the fuck is Alexa Bliss in a tag team match? Love Chelsea Green with a salute emoji. Why is B-Fab still here? Meechin still has a contract, question mark? Charlotte needs to retire, and Alexa deserves better.
No.
That is what I wrote down in my notes, and now this is where I woke up with violence. Because Charlotte Flair is by far the most boring wrestler and the most boring gimmick I have seen since Bret Hart. It is boring, bland, and repeated, again I say, like a GTA DLC. It is being squeezed out, drip-fed. She has been squeezed out of so much bullshit with her title shot after random feud after random... This bitch has been squeezed into a twig. She can barely fit in her ring gear at this point. It's fucking ridiculous. And why is Alexa Bliss in a tag match, in a tag team with Charlotte Flair, when there's the Wyatt Six, that you can have a feud of Nikki Cross and Alexa, the two sister Abigails that could clash? But no, let's put her in a tag team match with Charlotte Flair, who should be retired and at the way she looks, looking for a freaking coffin, because she looks like a granny out of a fucking a nursing home. It is ridiculous. I can't fucking stand Charlotte Flair. I don't care if she's a lovely person in real life.
She is. She's a great person.
Well, that's
Great
too
person. I met her
fucking
3
bad.
times. She's
That's
great.
too fucking bad, because she, as a wrestler
Lord.
and as a character, sucks more donkey shit than a fucking farm. I don't even know if that made sense, but it made sense to me. But Charlotte Flair sucks. I can't stand this tag team. Alexa deserves better. And how dare Charlotte Flair kick our president, Chelsea Green? Fuck you. I salute Chelsea Green. Fuck Charlotte Flair. She needs to retire and leave the women's division because she's just making it fucking worse. She's the ass of the 4 horsewomen. Fuck her.
Jesus, talk about a banter.
Next.
Henry,
I am
Henry,
walking out on that one. Fucking
He's
bullshit.
walking-
I'll wait
Please
till the
don't be-
next segment.
Okay.
Segment? Okay.
All right.
Let me
Henry,
put
your
on
thoughts?
my beast impersonation.
Ridiculous.
Right? Let me get into this one. I'm gonna give you a beast bulletproof points. Why is Meechin on my screen over
Thank you.
anyone else? Why is B-Fab still hired when we fired fucking Cora Jade, Isla Dawn? Who the fuck else got fired? Oh, Priscilla Kelly. I can't fucking say her
Gigi
name.
Dolan, yeah.
Gigi
Dolan. Yeah.
Dolan. And you have fucking B-Fab on the card. Alright? Now let me get to the Secret Hervis. Why the fuck does Elba Fire still have a job? And big old fucking bowling ball and a fucking pantsuit almost broke her neck trying to climb the fucking rope. Let me get on that. Sorry, Dewdrop. She shouldn't have a fucking job either. And that team's boring as shit. And Chelsea Green's gimmick is old as shit. Now let me get to what the main part of this rant. I'm a
Whoa!
beast on this one. Why is Charlotte Flair still wrestling with the knee brace? She has a knee brace and a knee pad, so she's gonna have two like fucking Hulk Hogan brothers. She walks like she has a stick in her ass. She fucking moves like a decrepit fucking Dracula. She looks like him too. She's not the queen. That's the fucking king of the women's division with her fucking manly ass. Fucking built like a fucking stick bug trying to fucking do moves. She looks like she's in pain the whole fucking time. And then you put her with the most over woman on your fucking entire SmackDown division minus Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss to carry her whole old fucking wrinkly bag ass. She's more wrinkly than an old leather couch. Get her the fuck off my screen. Let her retire. Let her go fucking sit with her dad in Cancun. Because I'm sick of her shit. I need Alexa Bliss versus Tiffany Stratton ASAP. Because what are we doing? Why are we putting the most over woman with someone who gets booed out of every arena? Stop trying to force me to like Charlotte Flair. She's not Roman Reigns. My screen turned black mid-rant. It pisses me off.
So, Justin, your thoughts?
Okay. First of all, for all those watching, I don't condone any of the words that Beast and Henry used to talk about my Queen Charlotte Flair. All hail the Queen. I'll keep mine short and sweet. The reason Charlotte Flair and Alexa are together because this keeps Charlotte out of the top title picture, which we don't need because Charlotte Flair has bundled done that. Alexa. Now, yes, I wish she was with the Wyatt Six. We'll get there when we get there, but I think this is I think this was put together just for Evolution to draw eyes on that card. So let's go to the next one. Speaking of the Wyatt Six, the next match, it was a very good match. It was members of different tag teams against the Wyatt Six. So we had the Street Profits, Montez Ford teaming up with Berto from El Garza. Then you had from DIY, you had Johnny Gargano, and from Motor City Machine Guns, you had Chris Sabin. They took on the Wyatt Six in a great tag team match. I thought it was great in person. Seeing the Wyatt Six up front row was so cool. They look so cool in those masks and costumes. And just their presence in the arena, they feel like a big deal. Now, Wyatt Six won the match, so next Friday on SmackDown, it will be Wyatt Six versus Street Profits for those tag team titles, the SmackDown tag team titles. I think Wyatt Six will win those tag team titles. I want your guys' thoughts on the match. Do we think Wyatt Six will be the next tag team champions?
To be fair, I thought Wyatts were gonna lose that match. They looked extremely. They looked like not extremely weak, but it looked like they were kind of like that match was set up. They were kind of weak a little bit, but like at the end of the day, they won the match.
They made him look beatable. Is my problem.
Yeah,
They made him look
which
beatable.
I don't like because they're supposed to be this like supernatural, spooky character. They should be able to like dog walk people like.
Well, I think I did read a while back that they wanted to present the Wyatt Six as more human, if that makes sense. Yeah.
But then they also debuted him killing everyone. So maybe...
Yeah, but they debuted him with fucking Chad Gable getting shot in the temple. Like, what the hell? If you look at their debut and then look at last night's match, you'd be confused.
Yeah.
I was dead silent that match because I was mesmerized because their presence and character is just over the top. I love it so much. They looked beatable, which was weird because I thought they were just gonna dog walk them. If they don't put the titles on the Wyatt Six next Friday, I honestly don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because if the Wyatt Six doesn't win those tag titles,
well, we discussed this before the podcast, and I wrote it down as well. I don't know the direction. I'm confused because like who's the tag team then? And then are you gonna have Uncle Howdy do a singles thing? Are you gonna have? Because I personally think that
That's
Rowan.
What I said, Henry.
I think Rowan and Gacy should be the tag team. And then you have Dexter be a mid-card singles person, because Dexter is sick. Dexter's my favorite character in that whole
He's
fucking...
Cool. He's very cool.
Oh my god. He scares me legitimately, and he's awesome.
In person? Oh my god, he's so cool, yeah.
And then I think Uncle Howdy goes on a singles run as well. I think those two should be your singles guys, and your tag should be Eric Rowan, who's huge as fuck, and then Gacy, who's just mentally unstable. And it fits perfect.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's what
agree
you.
with
I
you.
think
I
that's what
agree.
you
I
have to
agree
do.
with you guys. I agree with Henry saying that they should win the tag titles, and I agree with you, BC. I think Rowan and Gacy would be a good dynamic. They have good moves together. So we'll see
I
where it
think it's
goes.
gonna be the Freebird rule, almost like the New Day, where pretty much everyone
Yeah,
Yeah,
defends.
yeah,
that
I
would
because
think
they
that
the
could
would
do
only
work.
that
one who
too.
won't defend the title
Yeah,
is Uncle Howdy. I think Uncle Howdy's gonna be
yeah,
like Bray was to
yeah,
Luke and Rowan. He's just gonna sit on the sides, but I think those three are just gonna rotate who
They
defends
could
the
do
yeah.
that
title.
too. Yeah.
I'd be okay with
I
that.
just think Dexter Loomis as his own
Entity.
person.
Entity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like cause could you imagine Dexter Loomis? Like say you do a draft and let's say you have for a fucking SmackDown or Raw, you have Penta versus Dexter Loomis for a fucking title, like an IC title. That match would
yeah.
slap. That would
It
be
would.
Dexter's really
insane.
good.
Yeah,
No,
he
you're
is.
not wrong, Beast. I would like to see him in the mid card division. I just don't see him spreading the White Six out that thin, or at least not yet. I think
Well,
they're
no,
gonna
I'm
try
not
to get him
saying
the
like
title
rush
and get him
into it,
green.
but if you look at where it's gonna like, because that's what I mean by like looking at the direction. I think I'm looking like what after like what's next. All right, so if they're going for the tag titles, all right, cool. Who's your tag team then? All right,
Yeah.
once that's
I think
established, then what do
teaming
you
up
do
with
with
Yeah.
the
Happy.
the rest of them? Because Nikki Cross is kind of just
I
there.
think I think after the Charlotte Alexa experiment, you will see we will this year we will see if not Mania, if not before Mania, at Mania, I could see Alexa versus Nikki Cross. That's going to be a big match.
Yeah,
I think
no, like
Alexa might join Nikki Cross. I think that's gonna be your women's tag team.
Could be. That could
Honestly.
be a women's
yeah.
tag. That'd be nice.
But like that's what I
Speaking of
mean. Like that's what I mean.
yeah,
That's what I'm looking for. I need
yeah.
a general direction or a kind of end result of where
I
it's
think
gonna
it
go.
might lead to eventually Uncle Howdy trying to chase for the Universal title since SLS title Bray had, and they're kind of doing the
That'd be
opposite.
cool.
I think
That'd be
that's what
cool.
I think that's what they're gonna
But the
try
way
to
they
do.
present them though, I don't think he'll get to that point.
I mean,
Yeah, he would have to.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's
Unfortunately,
gonna get to
yeah.
that.
Unless they mix it up with the yeah, it would if they do it, it would be
But
cool.
but
I don't
that's
think
the
he's
other
Um,
winning
that's
that.
the other
That's the thing.
problem
I
I
don't think
have
he's gonna
too.
win it. I think he's just gonna chase for it.
Yeah, no, but that's the other problem I have too. If you make him beatable, then it's not like how the Fiend was.
well, I think it's just going to be. I think he's going to be a little different. I think they want him to be more human. I don't think he should be eating pins every week. No, but I think it'll be
I
interesting.
I don't know.
Um,
I think it should be like a real battle if you're gonna pin one of them, because that's just how they were
yeah,
debuted. That's how
I
it should
thought it
be.
was a good match. I
it's a
thought
very
Johnny
good match.
Gargano leaving mid match.
For all those people, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good match.
It was a good match.
I thought him leaving was interesting. I don't know what that leads to, but I thought it was
He might have got
interesting.
hurt or something. But speaking
Maybe
of
it'll be a
interesting,
one-on-one between him and Dexter, since they had that
maybe,
match where he tried to do the way thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thumbs up, maybe.
That could be interesting. But speaking of interesting, our next segment was very interesting.
Do not
We
let me start with this one if it's the
we
Tiffany.
had the women's
Yeah.
champion Tiffany
Do not let
Stratton.
me start with this one. We're gonna get the
I'm not
most
letting B
sexiest
start. I'm
name
just
of all
gonna
time.
yeah, just spoiler warning guys if you're watching, if there's any kids in the room, maybe have them exit the room.
If you
If there's
really
anyone
like Jade
if there's any
Cargill, I
yeah, if you
suggest
really
you
like
skip
Jade
like
Cargill,
10
you might want to
minutes.
skip this. You
No,
might want to leave.
if you really like Jade
I
Cargill, you need to
don't
open your
10 minutes
fucking ears because I'm about to
I don't
say some shit.
And full disclaimer, what Beast is about to say, I do not agree or signed off on.
I don't agree
Beast is
with
his own
slandering women
person.
unless it's
Yeah,
Charlotte
yeah.
Flair.
Beast,
Like
Beast
Dewdrop,
is
I like Dewdrop.
Beast,
I just like bashing people. But
Beast is his own. Beast is his own person, so I don't agree with what he says. But this is the Bell Bell Banter podcast, and we all banter how we want to. So before Beast gets into his banter, we had Tiffany Stratton in the ring. She's Jade Cargill, the queen of the ring. Jade Cargill interrupts Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany says she gets to pick her opponent for Evolution. She has a surprise for everyone in Pittsburgh, and boy, was it a surprise because it was Trish's time. Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton has been made official for the women's championship at Evolution. Jade Cargill, the queen of the ring, is guaranteed a match at SummerSlam. So it will either be Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton or Jade Cargill versus Trish Stratus. And don't forget, Naomi holds the Money in the Bank briefcase. Beast, begin your banter.
Oh, we're letting him start? Oh my god. We're gonna be
Where
here all
do
night.
I start?
Oh god.
Wherever you want.
You know what? Let me start with something positive. All right.
Let me start the timer real quick.
Let me start with something positive. All right, Tiffany Stratton and Trishy. What an outfit! My God! What an absolute outfit by those two. Dimes of women, let me tell you. Dimes of women. That might be a little gooning, and I hope that's mentioned in the comments of gooning. But those women, my God, dimes. Tiffany Stratton was a bad air conditioner away from losing her top, alright? That was wonderful, wonderful for Friday Night SmackDown. But I'm gonna hold back a little bit. But, so going into the banter of Jade Cargill, I'm sorry for any Jade Cargill fans, but I'm not sorry at all. Why the fuck is Jade Cargill? Why the hell is she in a world title picture? Why the fuck did she win Queen of the Ring? Why?
I'm saying it should have been Asuka.
It shouldn't have been either one of them. It should have been somebody from fucking Raw. It should not have been two SmackDown winners for King and Queen of the Ring. That was the dumbest fucking decision ever. Jade Cargill should have had a fucking NXT run because she sucks. She can't cut a promo. She can't fucking wrestle being a professional wrestler. She's terrible. So all she is strong and beautiful. That's it. She's like Bianca Belair without the long-ass, unnecessary weave of a horsetail she has. It's fucking ridiculous. Jade Cargill... No, bro. Jade Cargill absolutely sucks. She has no charisma. Her character is just a strong black woman. That's it. That's it. That's her only gimmick. And that's the only reason, because of these stupid wrestling fans. You stupid wrestling fans that keep saying Triple H is a fucking racist. How about this? How about this? How about just hear me out? No, just hear me out. Hear me out. What happened? What happened to talent putting you... What happened to talent putting you over? Not skin tone. What happened to talent? She can't wrestle. She's a strong black woman. That's all she is. That's it. She has no gimmick. It's terrible. She can't cut a promo, and for the love of God, if you rewatch that segment, the cameraman was cutting her out because she was irrelevant. Fuck Jade Cargill. She should not have won. You know who should have been Queen of the Ring? Stephanie Valkyrie. I know I'm butchering that last name. She should have been Queen of the Ring because it is stupid that Jade Cargill or Asuka, both SmackDown women, were in a Queen of the Ring when you already had Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton from SmackDown representing that brand. Stupid decision, dumb as fuck. Jade Cargill sucks. Stephanie Valkyrie should have won.
I said that when that match was made.
Okay, well, yeah, all right. So
All
that's the end of the banter, okay.
So to sum it up, Jade Cargill, all she is strong, black, and beautiful, and sucks. That's the only reason she's in the position she's in.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so okay, well, strong, black, and beautiful. That's good though, because look, I'm gonna break it down. Stephanie Valkyrie.
Good job.
Stephanie Valkyrie is gonna have her moment. She's gonna win that Evolution Battle Royal and get her title shot at Clash in Paris. I think the women's roster on SmackDown is lacking. I think it is. I think
Tiffany
that the reason
the only
Jade
main event star.
I think the only reason Jade is in, I like Jade Cargill, always have, even when she was in AEW. I think she is a powerhouse, right? Now, a lot of these powerhouse, even the men's wrestlers, right? Powerhouses, they're kind of boring. They suck. Look at Braun Strowman, right? Go back to old school, Giant Gonzalez. All these big guys, they're not that good.
Well, because
I
Braun
think the
Strowman
only
sucks.
reason
Braun Strowman can't
Well,
wrestle.
no, I
He
think
has
the
fucking
only, I
chicken
think the
legs.
only, I think the problem is the lacking of women's division. Bianca Belair is missing right now because she's injured with her finger or whatever. I think the problem is they backed themselves into a corner when they did the heel turn at Chamber. So I think this now Triple H. Triple H loves to run these stories out, right? He loves to do the long game. Brock's a long gamer. Triple H is a long hauler, bro, because this guy loves to haul these storylines out.
Yeah,
And
they're
I
too
think this is
fucking
all
long
going to circle
sometimes.
around. I think this is all going to circle to Naomi cashing in on a Jade Cargill, and whether she's successful or not, it goes from there. And is it the best story they could do? No, it's not. Yeah, I would have been cool with Oscar winning. I would have been cool with Stephanie Valkyrie winning. I agree with you. I think it was stupid they had two SmackDown women because it was so obvious, just like Cody, it was so obvious. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, this leads to a better storyline down the road with if Naomi's the champion, because I think Naomi's going to be champion, because I think Jade is going to get drafted to Raw, because I think they want to do that Rhea versus Jade match at Mania. So, and you're allowed to have your opinion. I don't agree with certain stuff, but you're allowed to have your opinion. And that's why we're the Bell to Bell Banter Cup podcast. Henry, do you have any thoughts on this?
I was about to say I better get my piece in. So I don't think Jade Cargill totally sucks. Honestly, I think her problem, 100%, 100 is her gimmick. There's no
Hear him
character.
out. Hear him out.
There's no character. Her
Because
character
she's like a
is
muscle. She's just a bodybuilder.
her
Yeah.
character is I'm big, brolic, and better than you. That's all her things.
Yeah.
Her AEW promos when she was heel were confident.
They're
There was
terrible.
definitely
Yeah.
character in them.
Yeah.
Compared to now, there's no character in them. She's
No
just out
character,
there
yeah.
saying, I'm going to win. Hey, Tiffy, I'm going to beat you. It's boring.
Yeah.
Her in
Boring.
ring,
Very boring.
I get it. She's shaky in the ring, but I've seen a lot worse. We watched Me Chin wrestle on this show. Like, come on. But I think
Yeah.
Jade Cargill is just really boring. I don't think she should beat Tiffany.
She's not for everyone.
100% right that SmackDown got all the tag teams, but they got none of the women's division.
No
Raw got
women.
all the
No
women's
women,
division
yeah.
because they got
Yeah.
Stephanie Valkyrie and they got Roxanne. I think they really
Roxanne,
got
yeah.
nobody
No.
on the SmackDown women's division. That's why I think Tiffy shouldn't lose the title. I think Tiffy should beat
Yeah.
Jade Cargill. She should beat Trish Stratus. Which, by the way, guys, let me stop my banter. Tiffany Stratton waved at me in the front row when we were on commercial break, and I almost fainted. And then when Trish Stratus pointed at me, I almost also fainted. Pittsburgh's known for
that's why I had to cool him down.
Beautiful women,
Yeah.
and it got 10 times more beautiful. And I love Tiffany Stratton. I'll say this. I've loved her since NXT. I don't think she should lose to Jade Cargill. I think Jade Cargill shouldn't beat Tiffy. I don't think Naomi should successfully cash in, especially since you're going to play her as a coward, and no woman has failed to cash in. I think she shouldn't successfully cash in. But I think Tiffany Stratton should hold the title into the draft, and maybe you throw her on Raw, or maybe you just surround her with new competitors, because her whole title reign's just been Nia Jax. And
it's been a boring time. It's been a boring title reign. It's not her. It's not her fault. It's the writers. Yeah, it's a booking. Yeah, you can't blame her. Yeah, it's a booking.
Right there in your hand.
Yeah.
Done Tiffy versus Alexa.
Yeah.
You could do Tiffy
like
versus
I said,
Chelsea Green, and I would be entertained because those are two good characters, two big personalities. They would entertain me. You put her with the least personalitized characters on the show against your mega babyface champion that everyone loves. That's a super over character, super in depth against bland ass characters, bland like people. And it's like you could do her versus Bianca, but Bianca's injured, and I don't want to see Bianca win the title again. So I think the smart way to do is just to have Tiffy win, and then maybe Naomi and Jade Cargill go to Raw together, and then Naomi holds the briefcase for a while. Since Seth might cash in soon, split the briefcases like the cash in period away from each other.
Yeah.
But I don't think Tiffy should drop in until the draft. Now, I don't think she should, but I have a feeling she is. I have a feeling Triple H is gonna. Well, we gotta put the title on the upcoming star. We gotta have Jade Cargill beat Tiffany Stratton. And that bald fraud doesn't know what he's talking about. Because Jade Cargill is not as over as everyone thinks. She's over in the sense of when you put her against someone like Asuka, she's super over, even though she got booed out of Saudi. But when you put her against that mega star like Rhea or Tiffy, she gets booed. No one wants her to win. She's not the star.
Yeah.
She's not the over person.
Yeah.
She's just there. So
But,
I just don't. I don't think she should beat Tiffy. I know I'm heavily biased because I love Tiffany Stratton. That's my favorite women's wrestler in the entire company. But I don't think she should beat Tiffy.
But I also want to mention though, when she cuts a promo, more calm down now. When she cuts a promo, especially last night, if you look at Tiffany Stratton and Jade's little interaction, the whole promo was flat.
So I'm saying, like, there's
because
no
Yeah, no, I don't
they
know.
couldn't
character.
feed. Like, there's Tiffy,
Yeah.
who's like this super like Barbie
I
high
just-
pitched fucking person, and then there's Jade, who's this
I just don't buy
muscle
into Jade Cargill
person.
being.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
do
buy into
think.
Jade Cargill's face character because she just has no
Yeah.
confidence.
I
She has no
honestly, I
confidence.
think that match, I think their styles aren't gonna work. I don't
I
think
think
those
they
styles
will.
are gonna work.
I think they will because Tiffy can kind of she can play like the baby face, but she's also like super acrobatic and she can pull out like crazy moves and like that against a giant that's just gonna do like heavy moves. It's gonna work. It might not be a
No.
fantastic match, but it's gonna be an okay
I don't
match.
know.
I don't think it's
I
gonna
think
be
it's gonna be
Yeah.
cool.
clunky because of
Well.
Jade. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
just think
Well,
Jade
we'll.
Cargill as a face hasn't sold me at all. I just think her character's super bland and flat, and there's just no confidence in her promos. They're just super flat. I'm not sold on Jade Cargill whatsoever. Now I liked her heel in AEW because she was just queen bitch, and I loved that. So
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens when we get there. We still have Evolution and then SummerSlam.
maybe she
After
drops it to
that,
Trish, maybe Trish Stratus carries her.
No,
Maybe
dear
we'll
Trish
lord.
Stratus
see. We'll see.
carries Jade Cargill.
Um, After that match, we had Fraxium versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix. Um, can someone explain to me what this Fraxium theme song is? Because I feel like
It's
I'm
a
either
Disney
when they come
Channel
out.
intro.
Yeah, when they come out, I either feel like I'm getting ready to go on a ride at Orlando Universal, or I'm just doing like some heavy drugs in a nightclub. So nothing against them; they're cool looking, they're good together. But
They're
and
really good in ring.
can someone explain to me Andrade and Ray Phoenix? Okay, Ray Phoenix is a lucha bro. Penta is a lucha bro. They need to be together. Why is this Ray Phoenix
So
and Andrade? Can someone explain this to me?
So I think that is just Andrade really hasn't developed his character, neither has Ray Phoenix, but they're both really good in ring. So it's like they have two good styles and they could probably work together as a team. Hey, here's a team for you. I think that's kind of what it is till they can drag it till the draft to put the Lucha Bros together. But I actually really liked them as a team. In person, that match was really, really good. I thought
Good
that match was
match.
fantastic in person. Now, watching it
Good
on
match.
TV, every time they built momentum in person, on TV, it was cut to commercial, and it just felt like the match kind of was very
That
clunky.
sucks.
The setup
That
was
sucks
like
because it was a good match. It was a good
it
match
was
in
a good
person.
match.
I
Watching
literally
it in
Yeah.
wrote.
person, that was one of the better matches I've seen in person. I'm not gonna
I
lie, like it's
I
not
lit-
top tier, but it's one of the better matches I've seen out of like the 1,000 I've seen at shows.
I
I thought it was
literally
really
wrote down under this match, meh.
good.
Well, because all the commercial breaks ruined it for you.
That's
And
all. That's all I wrote down was just meh.
The
I think
commercial breaks ruined it.
I personally like. I'm not really shitting on Ray Phoenix because I don't. He hasn't really done
tremendous
anything.
wrestler.
He hasn't really done anything in terms of like a marquee match. Like Penta had a great match with Chad Gable, and that sold me immediately. They kind of just
Yeah.
fed Ray Phoenix to the fucking wolves and just had him eat pins. So I'm not really shitting on him.
You
Fraxium,
better not. He reposted me. We're buddies
Fra-
now. That's my good buddy Ray Phoenix.
Fraxium, I don't like how they wrestle. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's like, cause to me, like, cause Henry was explaining it to me last night. I get that they're fast paced, but to me, when you go fast pace, it looks clunky in certain like spots.
So
It does.
for
Yeah.
me,
So
they have
that's
to
what
get a
I
little
don't
green.
like.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
use the Triple H term. They have to get a little green. I think I think they're fantastic in the ring. I think they have to work on their pacing a little bit because I feel like some spots of the match they do go a little too fast for their style. But I think as a tag team, like in ring wise, they're probably the best tag team on SmackDown.
As a
They're the
tag
only
team, they look
actual-
like they're
like one of the actual
cohesive.
They're a really good
Yeah.
tag team. I will also like to say they're in the same boat as Andrade and Ray Phoenix. They really have no character. They're just like, hey,
Yeah.
we're really cool. We're really good in ring workers.
Hmm.
But what else do we have? We have no storytelling
Hmm.
element to us. We're just here. We're good friends. We're
Yeah.
good wrestlers. They're literally their gimmick is Fraxium is friends, and we're okay.
Yeah,
And
well,
it worked
Yeah.
in NXT because NXT you don't need that like
It's more
deep
that
core.
style, though.
You
Yeah.
don't, yeah, you
Yeah.
don't need a deep core character. So on the main roster, I won't say
Yeah.
like
Falls
match
flat.
wise they don't get lost. The only thing keeping them not getting lost in the shuffle is their in ring work. If they weren't good in ring, they would literally I wouldn't care about them. But they're so good in ring. It's like they really got to put a backbone on their characters. And it's the same with Andrade. I think he really needs a backbone because he's insane in ring. I really like Andrade. Same with Ray Phoenix. Insane presentation, but there's no backbone to his character other than, hey, this is Penta's brother, and he's pretty fucking cool.
Right.
And I think he's pretty fucking
Mm.
cool. And I know he's a good character. It's just WWE hasn't given him that like backbone and given him that like push for like character building. They're just kind of thrown in for matches. They don't really get any segments to really grow a character.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
for me personally, like I feel like just for Axiom in certain spots, just it looks clunky. Ray Phoenix, I'm not really shitting on, like I said, because he's just been fed to the wolves, and I think that's kind of shitty. And
Better not.
Andrade, I don't
By
like
Ray.
Andrade. I fucking hate him.
That's okay. You don't got like Andrade. That's okay.
Like
You can have
The-
your
the-
When I
opinion.
met him at Rumble, we did the double point.
The one thing that I also really hate, and I know you guys, say it's like a cool move. I think it looks stupid as fuck. The stupid kick into an elbow is the dumbest and weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I think
I like
it's
it.
cool.
I like
There's,
it.
there's certain
the
people
problem
that
with W-
sell the move and it's good, but to me, it just looks weird,
What it's supposed
and I
to
just
be,
don't understand like
if
his
you
character.
watch that move in AEW, what it's supposed to be is he's supposed to go for a big boot, and the guy swats his foot down. As he swats his foot, he spins and elbows him. But in WWE, for some reason, he fakes out the kick and does an elbow instead. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's just for pace-wise, so he doesn't have to
Maybe.
slow down, or if
Yeah.
that's just how he changed the move because he wanted
Might have
it to look
changed it up.
cleaner.
Yeah.
Well, listen, however he did the move in All Empty Wrestling, he doesn't do it now, and it looks like shit. So you and the
I
15
think
other
Andrade's
people that
really
saw
cool.
Andrade wrestle in AEW, that's wonderful. That company sucks. We're moving on. Andrade.
Okay. Well, let's move on.
Andrade
He just hates
is
all AEW wrestlers.
Andrade
Ray
is
Phoenix,
just
Jade
terrible.
Cargill.
Well,
All right. Well, let's not go back on that banter. Let's move on to the
And
main event.
fucking dog
Okay.
shit promotion AEW.
Let's move on to the
Oh,
main event because
This
it's
fucking stupid.
Oh
fucking
yeah, this
segment.
is where Henry gets to
Oh
have his
my
little banter.
fucking
all right.
God.
Let's move on to the main
Let's,
event. The main event. Speaking of wrestlers that have backbone, it was Mr. All Gas No Brakes, former U.S. champion. I mean, Jacob Fatu with Big Jimmy Uso, and they took on the new United States champion. He's taking it all. Solo Sokoa and Jeffrey Corn on the Cob Mateo.
He went to go grab his Ulafala. I know exactly what he's.
Yeah, I think he's he got
Yeah.
his Ulafala. I have one too. I have Ulafala there.
Shout out to
Roman
Timu.
Reigns right here with an Ulafala
Yeah.
though.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
he has
Timu.
Roman Reigns with the. So I'll let Henry go on his rant in a minute because I know he feels some type of way.
Oh my God.
I will get this out of the way. I will say I don't know where I know where it's going, right? But my thing is,
Do you?
I kind of know where it's going. But my thing is, like, the Bloodline was the best storyline WWE had going into WrestleMania 40, best storyline ever. Roman Reigns. WWE without Roman Reigns is like if I have a burger and I don't put like jalapenos on it, right? It's missing the kick. So WWE without SmackDown without Roman Reigns, it's missing a kick, right? Needs a little spice.
SmackDown, the Bloodline story without Roman Reigns.
Okay, well, we'll say the Bloodline story without Roman Reigns, it misses its spice, right? It's not as spicy. Now, we do have new members, okay? We do have the tallest Tala Tonga, formerly known as Hikuleo. He's there now. Who is it? Tonga Loa, he's back. I get him
goat.
confused.
The
There's so
GOAT.
many names. So, the match was good. Ending was typical Bloodline ending. Jimmy and Jacob get the win, and then it's just all out, attack on Jimmy and Jacob from Solo and his squad. Henry, give me your thoughts on the match. How do you feel about the match? Where do you think this is going? Break it down for us.
First of all, I gotta start off every Bloodline segment because we have the Tongas. We have to have the Tonga line, boys. Tama, Tonga. Tala, Tonga. Tonga, Loa. Tama, Tonga. All right, now that I got the fun part, the best segment in history out of the way. I'm gonna hop right into this stupid fucking segment. How are you gonna have Solo sit there with the new U.S. title and say he has my MFT, my family tree, with all of them standing there, and then he only comes out with Jeffrey Cobb? And
Yeah, corn on
then
the cob.
the other two sneak attack Jacob Fatu like he didn't just see the promo and he doesn't know they exist. Also, that match, Jimmy Uso did fuck all. I swear to God, I saw Jimmy Uso on the mat more than I saw him standing at all. He literally got his ass whooped the whole time. And then you're telling me this tall ass motherfucker, the Talatanga, the tallest Tonga, that 7-foot son of a bitch,
He's
snuck up
tall.
on Jacob Fatu? That you're telling me when he was standing on that pillar, he did not see that big ass motherfucker running. He didn't see that shadow. It pissed me off. It pissed me off. And then you made Jacob Fatu just look like a bitch. I get he gets a choke slam from a 7-footer. Holy shit! But he just was dead after that. You built this man as
And
a tank, and he
and a
did not
shield
move
power bomb.
after it. Yeah,
A
we got the
shield power
Tonga
bomb.
bomb.
Yeah, but the worst of it all is Solo didn't come out with his fucking towel.
Yeah, where's the towel
It's the
at?
worst of it all. He didn't have his towel.
Yeah, ain't no
but
towel.
Other than that, I did not think it was a bad match. I just thought it was stupid to have that segment, introduce all of them, and then just have Solo and fucking Jeffrey fucking Cobb, JC Potato, tomato to fucking potato. Like, it made no sense to me. Why introduce them all in a segment right beforehand and not have them all come out and then have them sneak attack them? Fucking stupid to me.
You know what else I didn't like also? Solo's the new U.S. champion. You had him eat a pin the following SmackDown.
They made him
Yeah.
look like a bitch when
Like,
you have fucking JC fucking Mateo there.
Like,
Also, Tonga Loa was fucking jacked. I don't know
I'd
if you guys saw him
rather-
during that promo.
Big.
He's jacked.
Yeah.
I know he tore his biceps, but that man got the work in.
I'd
Good for
rather
the real tribal chief.
I'd rather have Solo just lost by DQ at that point.
Yeah.
If you want
Honestly,
him to lose.
I thought they were gonna pin Jimmy. I thought they were gonna lose again.
Well,
So
yeah, there's
Jacob
Jimmy.
won.
He could have eaten the pin or something, but like,
You had Jacob win, but it's like, why did he have to pin Solo? He could have just pinned JC Mateo. I thought JC Mateo was eating the pin, honestly.
so
It was
is
very
this?
weird.
So are we gonna get Are we gonna get Solo and Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam again?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they're running it back. I think we're gonna get a tag match.
You think?
Because it's 2 nights.
Tonga's gonna come back and
Yeah,
join Jacob
it's-
Fatu.
Do you
Yeah,
think? Do you think we're getting the real goat of the bloodline? You think we're getting Zilla Fatu anytime soon?
I think we're getting Zilla.
See the
'Cause I
thing
want
is,
Zilla.
see, I would love Zilla. I just don't know his contract because he's for far as I understand, Zilla's not under contract with WWE yet. So I don't know if they're working that out. I would love it.
I think they're
He is
taking out
also
his
the fourth
MLW
rope champion or
contract.
something like that.
He's I think he's 4 ropes champion. He does a lot of MLW stuff. I think he won I think
House of Glory champion.
House of Glory
still is.
champion. I think. So I think that Zilla will come when they're ready. I think SummerSlam, since it's 2 nights, I think you're gonna get. I think you'll get a tag match, 6-man or something. Or you do a tag, or you can do a handicap. You got to bring back.
I just don't think
You know-
Jimmy's gonna join Jay till after. Well, Jay's not gonna join Jimmy and them till after the draft. So I think when Tama comes back, I think he's gonna join Jacob.
Yeah.
They have 4.
So-
and last night, Solo said that's his family tree, which excludes Tama Tonga. So I think Tama
Yeah.
Tonga, Jacob Fatu, Jimmy, and then probably Jay. Even though I really wanted to.
So you could if they do the rematch at SummerSlam, then let's make it interesting. Let's do a Bloodline rules match.
Oh,
Make
so
it
no,
interesting.
so no disqualifications basically.
Mhm.
Just a clusterfuck.
Yeah,
match.
no, let's just have a clusterfuck and fucking have 7 family members from Thanksgiving
Yeah.
fucking show up.
Why not?
Fucking
Why
have
not?
Rikishi run
7
out to the
family
ring.
members.
Nah, like
Hell yeah, he did it for The Rock.
I did it for the Rock.
I think if they do Solo and Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam for the U.S. title, I think you gotta have like a steel cage or something.
That'd be nice. Keep everyone out. Give me a steel cage. I like a good steel
You gotta have
cage.
something like that because
Yeah. Keep everybody out. Yeah.
because like,
I like that.
the
Maybe a
bloodline.
Hell in the Cell.
Nah, it's not big enough.
It's not
That
a
match isn't
juicy
warranted for a Hell in a Cell.
it's
Yeah,
not a juicy story. A steel
I
cage
think
would
you
do
got a
it
better. I think you got a better chance. Yeah, I think Steel Cage would do it. I think that'll be good.
because
Um,
you only have two matches on
I mean,
SummerSlam right now. You
Tongatonga's the
have
size of the fucking
yeah, you
steel cage.
two
That
ma-
yeah.
motherfucker's
Yeah,
huge.
so like I said, that was SmackDown. We only have 4 weeks away from night one of SummerSlam, which we'll all be attending. East Rutherford, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium. So WWE, they love doing these 2 night things, right? They love it. 2 night SummerSlam, 2 night WrestleMania. We're gonna have a
The buy
2 night
one
Royal
get
Rumble
one
before
free
it's all over with.
extravaganza.
Okay, and the problem is you're 4 weeks out, and we still have to get through Saturday night's main event. We gotta get through Evolution, right? There's only 2 matches announced, like B said. You got Cody versus Cena 2, and then you got what? Jade
Jade
versus
and who
whoever.
Tiffy or Trisha.
Jade versus Tiffany
Tiffy
or
or Trishy time.
Trish. Yeah, so I don't know. I think a steel cage would be great. Like B said, like you said, I think that'd be great.
Well, like I was telling
But
you before we started this, the fucking if you look at Ticketmaster right now, like granted the arena has a lot of empties. Like there's a lot of
yeah,
seats just taken. There's
yeah,
a lot of resells, but there's not
yeah,
as many when you're being 4 weeks out.
yeah. 4 weeks out. So like I
I'm
said,
telling you, like July 25th, that whole arena, I swear to God, is probably gonna be pink because
resells.
because the way it's looking, either they're gonna do something insane to make
Seems
people
really
just jack
lackluster.
up tickets and resell them,
Yeah,
or it's just gonna be what
be
it is.
lackluster.
I think
Well,
it's gonna be lackluster.
well, that was
Hopefully, and plus, this doesn't
so.
feel like SummerSlam. We got Goth
Yeah.
Slam. Because why the fuck is the poster black and fucking gray again? Like, I hate the
Well,
eerie
yeah.
vibe of
Yes.
Well,
Summer
that's
Slam.
that's
All the
just
posters are
lazy.
dark.
Yeah, that's
I
lazy.
want vibrant colors. Like the
Yeah,
Roman Cena poster's not that extravagant, but it gives me that vibe of that summertime.
yeah.
I hate the dark, eerie feeling. And then it's gonna
Well,
be that boring ass Mania match rematch. And I'm just
yeah.
not sold on the card. Like I'm gonna go no matter what because I promised my dad I was going. But if I didn't promise my dad, I probably would not go
Yeah.
because it seems like
So
a
yeah.
really
So our
mediocre show.
yeah. Well, that was Raw and SmackDown this week. Like I said, we're 4 weeks away. First ever 2 night SummerSlam, and all three members of the Bell to Bell Banter podcast. We will be live at SummerSlam.
Yep.
Right now, it's kind of lackluster. We still got 4 weeks. We got two pay per views. We got some pay per views to get through in between. From what I'm hearing, they're gonna stack this card, man. I heard this card is gonna be a WrestleMania card. Doesn't feel that way right now, but I think if you add Roman Reigns into the mix, you add CM
Roman's
Punk in
supposed
a
to be
world title
wrestling. You're not
match,
wrong.
you add CM Punk in a world title match. You got to add some spice to that Cena Cody too, whether it's Mr. 4x4 Travis Scott or if it's Mr. I can't show up to work on time
He
Dwayne,
still
my
has a year
favorite,
of
The Rock Johnson.
PTO. He's not
You
gonna show up till
know,
next year's Mania.
I
Yep.
think I think they're going to make this SummerSlam feel like a WrestleMania when we get there, if that makes sense. We just gotta get through some
Some
roadblocks.
hoops.
No pun intended. Yeah,
It
no pun
feels like
intended.
Mania again, where
So
it's like there's no
it
hype.
doesn't.
It doesn't
Yeah,
feel
and
like
I think
SummerSlam
and
season.
yeah, and I hope that it's like with Mania, me and Henry flew to Vegas. We went. It didn't feel like WrestleMania, but when we got in the building, it felt like a WrestleMania. So I think
Felt fun.
SummerSlam's going to feel
I
like
just want a
SummerSlam
fun
when we get
card.
there. Just
I
just
just don't like
we
how
gotta get through
rushed.
some hoops. It's
I don't
everything's rush beats when you have a pay per view every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks. It's too
No,
many pay per
I
views.
get it, but like,
I
I
hate that
like
they
I
do
said,
that.
I think back to when I was like watching pay-per-views like way back.
But that's the old era, bro. We're in the new era now.
Yeah,
We gotta do pay per views
but the new
every
era
3 weeks.
fucking new
Every
era
2-3 weeks
fucking
burns out the
Yeah,
matches, though. It burns out the
yeah,
rivalries to me. It
it
no,
really
that's what
does,
I
doesn't do it
mean.
but
justice.
Cuz
it does,
I feel
but
like we had more build then as
yeah.
opposed to now. There's no build.
Literally, Saturday night's main event is what next Saturday. So
Saturday,
Yeah.
and
after
Evolution's
next
Sunday.
Saturday, you have 3 weeks to build a 2 night card. It's not a lot of time. That's not a lot of time.
Speaking of it, Saturday and Sunday being the pay-per-views, are we doing 2 episodes next week? We're doing the
So
Evolution
what we have decided is since this week will just be the Raw and SmackDown, and then on Saturday we'll have a video going up
Recapping Raw and SmackDown.
probably right before Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
Or so, something like that. It'll be either Saturday or Sunday, but we'll be recapping Raw and SmackDown for this upcoming week, and then either Monday or Tuesday we will discuss Saturday night's main event and Evolution.
Yep. And speaking of Saturday, yeah, and speaking of Saturday night's main event and Evolution, I have the match card here. So next Saturday, July the 12th, from Atlanta, Georgia, it's Saturday night's main event.
Scheduled to change, just a week.
Yeah, scheduled week. We only have 3 matches announced so far. It's Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Seth freaking Rollins versus LA Knight, and then his final match, or so they say, it's Atlanta owns Bill Goldberg versus Gunther for the world title. And then for Evolution 2, this is the second Evolution. I attended the first Evolution. This is the second ever Evolution all women's pay per view. You got Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus for the women's title. You got Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world title. We have an NXT women's title match. It's the NXT women's champion JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. We have a women's tag team title triple threats. Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez representing the Judgment Day, defending against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And I believe 2 more. I think either 2 or 2. Yeah, NXT team and a Raw team to be announced. We have a no holds barred match. Naomi, Jade Cargill, and we have a battle royal. Winner gets women's world title match at Clash in Paris. So that is next Saturday and next Sunday. Saturday night's main event, WWE Evolution.
Stand with me. If she doesn't win that battle royal, I will streak the streets.
Well, hey, you heard it here first, guys. But that's that was episode 2, guys. Before we get out of here, you guys have any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, man, you guys know how I feel about women's wrestling. I'm petrified for Sunday.
Clusterfuck this episode. So if you survived this long, just
if you survived this long, guys, we appreciate it. Like I said, we're still working out the kinks and the flow and all that, so we appreciate all the support. I believe Beast has all the links in the description, but
you see them all on screen, all over the place.
Okay. But as always,
all the socials.
All socials, but I'm going to plug it anyway because that's what I do. So you're going to follow me on Twitter at the Battle Club Guy, that Instagram, the Battle Club Guy. I have a separate podcast, the Battle Club Guys podcast on YouTube. Definitely check that out. I'm also on TikTok, the Battle Club Guy on TikTok, and you can see Henry's video of me getting dabbed and hugged up by Finn Balor on the TikTok. So definitely check that out. Beast, where can people find you?
Oh, I already pointed down.
He pointed.
Camera, yeah.
Okay, he pointed. Okay. Henry, any final thoughts or where people can find you?
The glazing specialist, Henny M. That's CM Punk guy. As Rob would call me, Hollywood Henny. I have multiple different ats. Twitter's at that CM Punk guy. Instagram's HMJ_021 or. Yeah, I think it's 021 and 0. Yeah, it's 021. I'm pretty sure. And then TikTok should just be Henny M. Or it's at that. All right, guys. I wanted to. Yes. But like and subscribe. Oh, you fucked it went
sideways,
Haha, your joke sucks.
Yeah.
Damn
okay. It keeps. Yeah, it sucks there. But like and
subscribe.
Well,
Jade sucks.
Like and subscribe to. Well, you know what doesn't suck? The Bell to Bell Banter podcast. So make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channels. We're on Instagram, on YouTube, we're on Twitter. It's free. Like and subscribe. Share this video for us, guys. We appreciate all the support. This has been episode 2, and we will see you guys next week for Raw and SmackDown recap, and we will be doing our Saturday night's main event and Evolution reviews. But until then, guys, as always, this is the Bell to Bell Banter podcast, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
God, I hate Charlotte Flair.